You know the people paying the price for the new South Africa? It's the coloureds in Lavendale, in Mitchell's Plain. It's the black kid in Alexandria and Kylie Cha. Those are the people paying the price. Nothing's changed for white South Africa.
And it's the devils you like and the devils you don't like. So tell us why this Mkhwanazi devil is so well liked.
Welcome, the first episode of the brand new season. It's been quite a break. NOTA called me and is like, you know what, Sibiya, we can't be quiet. But since the Madlanga Commission started, since all these things have been happening in the country, we have not been podcasting. And I just wanted to take this opportunity and apologize. But brand new year, brand new opportunities. We're going big this year. I'm very excited for NOTA Mondays. I'm very excited for my brother NOTA because today we've got a big guest.
Today we're with my grandfather. My opa.
Ouch.
They share a birthday. You see, my grandfather had the good fortune of departing on my 9th birthday. So that's the 20th of March, 1999. But he came onto this world the 14th of June, 1909.
That's the same day as Trump. I'm just putting it out there.
Well, yeah, half the grandfather, I guess. So you were born 2 days before Hector Peterson became a world news story. Tell us about that.
Oh, sorry. Let's do justice to the intro. This is not just an ordinary guy, guys. He's the president of the NCC. You guys would know. He's the president of a political party. He's the member of parliament. But I think for the purposes of today's conversation, he also sits in a very interesting cluster or committee in parliament. It's a POC, right?
Police oversight.
Yeah, Police Oversight Committee.
The Police Oversight Committee. That's what it's called. Yeah. It's not the security. It's not the security cluster.
No, that's another one.
Okay. Police Oversight.
That's the security
committee.
cluster is the ministry within the security. It's like all the ministers within the security side and all the other.
It's correctional services, police.
Yes.
Justice. That forms the security cluster.
So this committee is the one that's headed up by Ian Cameron, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, okay.
So I sit here as a mere South African that doesn't know what's going on. So even when the conversations happen, NOTA is too intelligent. What I love about NOTA is always able to bring me along and school me and educate me.
I don't like sitting with such intelligent people.
You and I are the same. We're street smart. People say it's intelligence, it's just street smart.
So when you guys are having a conversation, please do bear in mind that there's people like us, ordinary South Africans, that want to learn from you. And also, I think I would like for you, when we're getting into these conversations, they've gotten so confusing for a lot of South Africans. Who's who? What's going on? What are the reasons? A very deep conversation that we don't know about, and we only grab the little clips, viral clips that trend. Hey, the Woolets bag, this and that. Hey, he said this. Hey, he said that. But we don't really know what's going on. And I hope that today will give a bit of a light as to what has been going on in the country.
Yeah, so back to that question. You were born 14th June, 1976.
2 days before the uprising.
Yes.
I was born for this.
Tell us about that.
You know, this country's forgotten. This country's forgotten where it all started. The 1976 riots started in Wentworth in Durban. A young man called Keith Joseph, brother to my inherited uncle Lenny Joseph. This young man took a rocket-propelled grenade and fired it at the refinery. And
the fuel refinery.
Yeah. And that sparked everything. But this country's also forgotten that it was the Western Cape that shook this country. Cape Town in particular. Bonteheuwel in particular. That young
Actually, how do you say it? Is it Bonteheuwel or Bonteheuwel?
Well, you know, I'm trying to get in with white people. Bonteheuwel. It's Bonteheuwel, man.
Okay, yeah.
At any rate, that young colored men took the streets.
Yeah.
To fight for our collective freedom. In solidarity with our black brothers. This country's forgotten. It's a great injustice. The treatment of young colored men by this government, it rivals anything the apartheid government did.
True.
It's just a lot more subtle.
Is it subtle?
Well, look, they don't come into our houses and kill us anymore. But they kill us with economics.
But they know that you're living in open air prisons and they still don't come in for any interventions.
Intervention doesn't pay. Gang wars pay. I actually said something earlier. I think you weren't there at the time. I said, you see that SAPS is cleaning out the top of the criminal underworld in Cape Town. They're cleaning it out. The gang bosses are locked up. But you know what these gang bosses all have in common? They've got business aspiration. You see, while they're selling guns and drugs, state's okay with it. That's why they get away with it for 20 years. When they start donning suits and start forming construction companies and start tendering and start affecting big white business, the state moves. Poison us, that's okay. Shoot us, that's okay. Don't touch white capital. Government's going to come for you.
So that's the main issue that we're facing now in colored communities.
State-sanctioned genocide against colored youth.
So how was it perpetrated during the apartheid era? So you were born in 76, but there was lots of riots right around when you were born and just after as well. I know that in UCT and UWC, there was solidarity protests by the students emanating from the 76 movement. So by the time it got to the stages of the state of emergency in 1986, you were just 10 years old. So how was a 10-year-old Fadiel Adams in the Cape Flats growing up, and what political awareness did you have at such a young age?
I think everybody was politically aware in the 80s. Whether you read it, whether you saw it, whether you were told the story, everybody. All we wanted was freedom. All we ever wanted was equality. I mean, I was 14 years old. I was throwing bricks at police vans, burning tires on Concert Boulevard. My uncle finds out, he gives me a hiding when I get home. All we wanted was freedom. Political awareness. We didn't even really know what Mandela looked like. But we wanted Mandela to be free.
I remember that.
You know, I heard about Robert Sobukwe. I heard about black consciousness. At the time, I thought I was black. And I mean, if we're talking in terms of skin color,
well, you're
the
lighter
colored,
than me.
You're the colored here, okay?
I won't lie. I've even got the freckles. What did they call it? The spruta.
Spruta.
Yeah.
But the new dispensation didn't want us. Didn't welcome us. It was a case of, well, you know, you're not black enough now. You know, freedom has been achieved. Thank you very much for your service. To the back of the line you go. Nothing's really changed for the colored community, except that it's deteriorated. And it's been slow. You know, it's like the frog in the water. They just turn up the temperature by 1 degree a day. By the time the frog understands that it's boiling, it's too late. That's what's happening in my community.
And then the perpetuation of, you know, the injustice that continued during apartheid and then persisted now in the democratic dispensation. How is that affecting you in your younger years? I mean, you were 14, I guess, when Mandela was released in 1990? Or what?
How old? I think I was...
Or 24? No.
Whoa,
you're 14.
Don't call me grandpa. I think I was about 15, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
In 1990 when it was released.
Yeah.
And then since then, you've seen how the environment has stayed the same or stagnated, or there's been little or no change, or it's been incremental. And the society and the social fabric has, you know, degraded to the extent that it is today, you know, where people associate colored communities with people that are discarded and that need to be left alone to kill each other. You know what I mean? Let them kill each other off.
Let me tell you something. I walked into FNB Adley Street as a young boy to open my first bank account.
That's right in the City Ball, for those that don't know.
And I walked into the bank. Now, you must remember, when I used to go to the bank with my mom, it was Volkskas, Trust Bank, you know, all those verkrampte banks.
The old ABSA.
That would later become ABSA.
Yeah.
So I walk into FNB Adley Street and I'm greeted by a black cashier, a black teller. I still remember his name, Tabu. The guy had the shirt. I was like, wow. I'd never seen a black cashier, a bank teller before. You must remember at that time, to people like you and I, to work in a bank. Now you made it.
Yeah, that's true.
I was so proud. Remember, I'm from construction. I've worked construction since I was that high with my dad.
Yeah.
You know what colored people had been taught? That we were designed to be artisans, that you were designed to push wheelbarrows. And here's a black bra handling big amounts of money. For me, it was a proud moment.
Yeah.
Because this is what we fought for. This is what Ashley Kriel died for.
Yeah. Oh, yes, another forgotten martyr.
We'll get there in a minute, because I got a lot to say today. I didn't understand back then, or maybe the plan wasn't hatched back then, to push colored people out of the market altogether. Go into a bank in Cape Town now. See how many coloreds work there. 50% of all colored people in this country reside in the Cape Flats. But they don't work.
Sure.
And that's so strange because in Joburg, we associate colored people with people that work in banks. Like all of them, they work there by EPSA. You know, that's the trope, you know.
The difference is you only have 4% of colored people to deal with in Joburg. In Cape Town,
they're the majority.
A decision was made to starve out the majority.
Can I maybe suggest or suppose why that might be?
Government hates us.
Well, in that, but I think the colored community are a greater threat, especially in the Western Cape, not only with their superior education, exposure to literacy, exposure to, you know, economic opportunities based on the fact that they speak either of the two most economically valuable languages in English and Afrikaans. So if you put those colored people in positions where they can ascend to power, like we now have a colored lady that's CEO of Woolworths. We have a colored lady that's CEO of Clicks Group, you know. Just a few more of those colored ladies up there, and all of a sudden, the coloreds have the power because they're a threat in that environment and they can bring each other up. But whereas in Johannesburg, even if you put a colored person as CEO, they've got very few other coloreds that they can bring into the system and into, you know, the levers of power. So it might be politically convenient to keep colored people out, especially in the Western Cape, because they've got the potential to build a base and they've also got the numbers. Well, an economic base, not
what
just...
you just said, it would have worked 20 years ago. Because 20 years ago, we would have expected that to happen. But remember, 20 years ago, Jimmy Manye, then Director General for Labour, said there are too many coloreds in the Western Cape. They need to relocate. He's telling us to leave our homes. Now imagine such a statement had been made in KZN.
There's too many Zulus.
You would have had a riot on your hands. But colored people being as accepting as we are, except when it comes to our own beef, they just accepted it. What happened since? And you mentioned school and better education. Have you tried to speak to a colored mother trying to get a child into primary school in Cape Town?
Okay, not in Cape Town.
That's impossible. There's thousands of children that are not getting school opportunity. Forget work opportunity or economic opportunity. The opportunity to read, to socialize, to learn from each other, to pick up infections so your immune system can get stronger. It's denied.
Eat each other's snot.
I'm a member of parliament now. I never did that. It's denied because this determination to stunt our growth, it's proven, it's there. You know, in 2017, I shut down the Department of Labour.
Where is this? In the Western Cape? Oh, Mitchell's Plain.
You know why? They advertised 48 positions for 48 client services advisors at the Department of Labour in Cape Town. And they didn't accept a single coloured. 1,000 and odd CVs were piled. You know where it went? Into a dirt bin. The Human Rights Commission did an investigation. They gave us a watered down report, but they confirmed that the Department of Labour had discriminated against coloured people. Now, if the Department of Labour, the custodian of employment equality, equity, is in a position to tell my people to get stuffed, what does that tell you about everyone else? Walk into a police station in Cape Town or in the Western Cape. Go and find a coloured policeman. You're going to look for it. You'll find it, but you're going to look for it. Now, I ask you a simple question. The Western Cape is an Afrikaans-speaking province, the only one.
Well, if you go to the Atlantic seaboard, it's German, Spanish, French.
No, it's Hebrew now. It's Hebrew now.
Oh, yeah.
But
Yeah.
at any rate, so you want to work in the Western Cape? Brilliant. Equal opportunity. But if you can't speak Afrikaans, that's a hindrance. That's like telling me to go and work in the rural KZN, but I can't speak Zulu. It's not going to be allowed. But you see, there's different rules for colored people because we don't matter.
That's true.
I'm in parliament to remind government that we still exist.
That's true.
You see, I just want to take you to the ADHOC Committee quickly.
Okay.
General Mkhwanazi makes a very interesting statement. He calls the ADHOC an Indian cabal.
Well, I guess there's the Moodley there. There's
Then Andrea Johnson
there.
is asked to provide the statistics, the demographics. Blacks are very well represented at the ADHOC. Indians are slightly overrepresented. Coloreds are almost non-existent. And the ADHOC Committee is okay. You know, we've just questioned the demographics, man. Are there too many Indians there? The question's been asked. And then she says, no, we're actually almost representative. Whites are overrepresented. Blacks are well represented. Coloreds are non-existent. And I'm watching this soapy from my couch. And I'm thinking, now where's the outrage? I mean, where's the outrage?
So from my side, or the observation that I've seen from the lack of outrage for colored underrepresentation is that a lot of people, especially black people, feel, and you know, we use the word black people loosely because black means actually coloreds, Indians, all of us together, right? But for the non-mixed race black people, they feel like colored people had a leg up in the past, right? And there needs to be some sort of redress, which then puts black people who are not mixed race ahead, puts colored people slightly behind, puts Indian people right in front of white people, and then white people obviously last and least in that system. So when people hear that, oh no, colored people are underrepresented, they're not the priority group in terms of representation. But when we actually look at what is fair, they are underrepresented in terms of actual numbers, and therefore they are a minority group, and therefore they should be a priority group when it comes to representation because they are least likely to be represented, if represented at all.
Okay. I could answer you in 15 different ways, but I'm going to choose two. First of all, we are not a minority group. We're the second biggest race group in the country. Second biggest cultural group in the country after the Zulu. We are not a minority, but we're treated like one. That's number one. Number two, colored people had a leg up under apartheid. You'd be stupid to argue that. But colored people were saying, hold on a second, the decent housing that you're providing, the almost decent schooling that you're giving us, the tertiary education you're giving us, the guarantee of jobs, because it was there. We're prepared to sacrifice all of this in solidarity with our black brothers.
That's true.
That's what we did.
That's true. That's
We gave this country Busak.
That's true.
Alan Busak.
The great Alan Busak.
And then we put him in jail.
Yeah. That's a sore point for me. Because I can point out about 5 or 6 people that sit in parliament with me that should have gone to jail. Instead, we chose to send
I mean, we have the whole entire Zondo Commission,
Right, I'm not gonna talk
and
about
not even charges have been laid.
But then also, I also want to talk, because we're talking about the leg up the colored people are. But let's be honest. The creation of Bantustans was a crime. We can agree on this.
Yeah, well, yeah, it was a crime, yes.
It was a crime.
Yeah.
But in those Bantustans, you had a police force of your own,
Yeah.
a government of your own, a health system of your own. Crappy, but it was there. Colored people never owned an inch of land because we were thrown out of Dido Valley, prime real estate, Constantia, the best real estate, the Atlantic seaboard, Claremont, all those Lani areas you and I can only drive through. We were dispossessed and we were given ghettos. My black brothers and sisters own land. Lots of it. Coloreds own nothing. crappy little council housing that most of us rent. So yes, we were given a leg up under apartheid. But the history of this country did not begin in 1948.
That's true.
Under colonialism, we were the most oppressed group in this country.
And that's evidenced.
And nobody talks about it. You know what gets up my nose? The Afrikaners still complaining about his treatment in the Anglo-Boer War. But he was given reparation for it. He was given apartheid for it to find himself. Colored people are still searching for education. But nobody talks about this. Except the NCC. You see, everybody's too busy trying to placate someone, man. Out of all the colored spokesmen in this country, they're either creeping asked by the ANC or by the DA.
That's true.
We refuse to. We are the only party that has shown that we will throw down. We don't care who you are. Do you know that in the history of democratic South Africa, the Democratic Alliance has never been found guilty of stealing a cent in any municipality? Until the NCC came and we're locking them up for billions. But it doesn't make the media. But you know what? That's why we speak to people like you.
Okay. No, you need to tell us more about this case, especially where the DA is involved. So, for me, I get lots of accusations. Oh, you are colored or you might be mixed race just because of my light skin. So I understand light skin privilege.
I'm trying not to laugh.
No, I understand light skin privilege. You know what I mean? So I understand how it is to be the light skin, like I'm Tsonga, right? So usually Tsonga people are associated with being dark skinned. Funnily enough, my dad is light skinned. I'm light skinned as well. And he's the Tsonga in my genes. I know that I was treated like a special child because of my light skin. They used to call me Shulungutana, which means our white person. You know what I mean? Or our boss, you know, our little boss. So I got treated like that.
Umlungu.
Yeah, Umlung. And then I went to school in Brixton, Crosby, which used to be an Indian neighborhood, but is now a colored neighborhood, right? Or predominantly colored neighborhood in Joburg.
Now people taking over.
Yeah, taking over. So there's a school opposite the school I went to. I went to a school that used to be called DF Malan. It's now called Rauko. And then there's a school right opposite it or down the street. It's called Furintu. Now, the way in which we lived within that neighborhood is that we always knew that the colored guys are dangerous. Never touch them. Don't look at them in the eyes when they walk past you. You know what I mean? A friend of mine once got stabbed in the thigh for looking someone in the eye. Yeah, and then the principal in Afrikaner.
I'm going to apologize on behalf of colors anyway.
No. He was at the wrong place at the wrong time. And our principal, actually, Mr. Frazen, a white Afrikaner, closed the gate when the colored bras started descending on our school. And he was caught outside the gate and, you know, the principal wasn't going to intervene. So we've always had this fear that was built into us of colored people. And because of how I look, you know, I had lots of friends who were colored, or I was treated as if I was like one of the colored bras.
Massacre.
You know, there's this one brilliant guy. Yeah, and I hope he won't be mad at me for saying his name. His name is Waid Swales, colored bra. When I met Waid Swales, he was 3 years older than me. I think he was in grade 10 when I was in grade 8. I thought, typical colored guy that I've seen, right? Or what I've been presented as a colored guy. That guy was top 10 in our school throughout his high school career. And I think he was top 3 by metric. He's an actuarial scientist. Brilliant maths boffin. If you ever met him in high school, you'd think that he's straight off the Cape Flats or, you know, from Westbury, gangster, thug, you know. It only after we left high school that I realized that he had to be tough in the exterior because of the environment that he grew up in, which didn't allow a young colored bra to be in the neighborhood and be a maths buff at school and be a smart guy and, you know, be intelligent or look as if he can get out of this situation. He had to act as if he's going to be stuck in the hood forever, his entire life. You understand? I had a relation to the way in which he felt because I had like a similar upbringing in that I was a suburban black kid. And when I was in the hood, I needed to act as if I wasn't suburban. I needed to, you know, camouflage myself. Now, you've got your guys like your Waid Swales who need to camouflage themselves, right? And then you've got this opportunity of this democratic South Africa. And then you've got the environment that colored people then come up in. How then are we expected to see people that stand up and represent colored people in general, right? That are intellectuals, that are revolutionaries, that aren't the guy that you need to be when you're in the same colored hood where you need to be feared to keep people off you or to keep from being challenged. How is that ever supposed to, be an archetype of the type of colored young man that, the townships can produce?
Okay, so when we signed these trade agreements with China, we put virtually every colored mother on the Cape Flats out to work. From Salt River all the way up to Woodstock.
That's textiles factories.
That was textiles factories. Everyone's mother worked there, mine included. Then with the 2010 World Cup lie, they killed the construction industry. I'm an artisan. Everybody I know was an artisan. Every uncle I had was an artisan. My father was an artisan.
My dad was in construction, and that was the year his business fell apart, 2010.
So when you take away our ability to earn and provide, what do you think happens to the family network? It's like what they used to do with the miners during apartheid. Father goes to the mines, mother needs to raise. The fabric of the family falls apart, and we degenerate, for lack of a better word. The only way we're going to fix that is if we open economic doors for the colored people as well. I'm not saying exclude anyone. I'm saying include us. That's all I'm saying. Makes me a racist, a colored nationalist, a hater of blacks, a hater of whites.
Well, a self-hater if you're a hater of blacks.
Yeah, essentially. And unfortunately, because of my colored line and some white rapist in my line 300 years ago, it's self-hate when I hate whites as well. So, did I strike a nerve?
No.
Reality just set in.
Continue, bro. Continue.
So for me, it's, you know what? The colored person is the unwanted stepchild of the new dispensation. That's what it is. This country hates us. And I'm not saying blacks hate us. I'm not saying whites hate us. I say the system hates us.
But also, isn't it the reality of the colored existence something that is to be ashamed of? As a black person, I feel ashamed that as a black man, I wasn't able to protect the black woman from the colonizer who came through to rape and pillage and, create Griqua land and to try and mix breed my people. And as a white person, I'd feel ashamed if my ancestors were guilty for the rape and pillaging. So on either side, you've got mutual guilt for the fact that colored people exist. Isn't that more guilt than hatred? Aren't they just rejecting something that they feel responsible for bastardizing, and yet at the same time feel like... I guess they feel responsible for bastardizing the colored person, but at the same time, they don't feel the same type of responsibility. Whereas the white people have the paternal relationship and the black people feel like they are victims of colonialism.
In my 49 years on this earth, I must have met 5 people who feel sorry for apartheid and the effects of it. 5 white people. No more. Can't be more. As a matter of fact, you still have some of these dumb bastards like that auntie with the Botox lips. That tells us that we should appreciate what colonialism did for us.
Oh, yes.
But that's not the point. The point here is simple mathematics. 3 boatloads of white people could not have created a race as big as we are.
That's true.
My people have been practicing non-racialism long before it became fashionable, Buddha. You know the Batavian slaves?
No.
The Javian slaves?
Yeah, well, from
the
Java,
ones the stonemasons that built the castle, that built this country.
Yes. The guys who did all the land reclamation that made sure that Cape Town City Ball is like a city and a town, because
this is an intelligent man.
Because that was all water before.
I don't meet many intelligent people. Those slaves, thousands of them, came here. They married the Khoi woman. And then, of course, the Dutch, the French, the English, the Scottish, they played their role. And then, of course, our black forebears, they had it all. It's not as simple as whites came here and created coloreds. Like, how many white guys could have been on those boats? 300 maybe? Like, how much testosterone's pumping up in there? It's impossible. And again, this is how my history has been stolen. You know, Black South Africa, especially on Twitter, they make fun of the gap that is fashionable in the colored mouth.
Oh, the fish gap. That's what
Fish
you call
gap.
it. Yeah.
Passion gap, fish gap. I don't know you.
Even, well, it's not just colors because all my family in Langa also have it.
No, it's become a fashion, but
Oh,
the
yeah.
history behind it, the extraction of your front teeth, so you couldn't make the click in your language.
No wonder.
That's how they robbed us of our language, kuku kabab. That's why we speak Afrikaans. It's not just about Zayo Mas. It doesn't quite work that way. Now, this is the history that's not told. This is the platform we are not given because we are nothing.
And also, you have to be politically correct not to offend the black majority.
I don't have time for political correctness, but if I
Oh,
step
thank
on your
goodness
toes,
for
if I
that.
step on your toes, it's probably your fault. I say it like it is, and I don't make many friends because of it. Like I say, I'm not here to creep up anyone's ass. Not the ANCs, not the DAs.
That's very difficult for a politician to do. How do you expect to have a party that is thriving if you're not willing to placate for votes?
Spent my life pissing people off. Why should I stop now?
Well, I mean, you pissed enough people off to get you into parliament, so at least you've got that right. But like, how do you expect to continue along the ideological line that you're on, right, and then still garner support? Because I feel like there are some colored people who get a little bit turned off by anything that's ultra colored, or let's put up the colored race, because they feel like it's excluding other races and it's not really about representation more than colored dominance.
Okay, so here's where I'm at. I'm not ultra colored. I'm just colored and proud. And if that turns people off, I'm a big admirer of the Zulu people. I've said it many times. I'll say it again.
Yeah, same here.
Colored people need to get some of that Zulu spirit in them.
Yeah.
You touch one man, they'll burn down their whole province.
Yeah.
Colored people are happy to bury 3,000 of their children a year and say nothing.
Every day.
10 a day, bruh. 10 a day. That's how many boys we lose. Every day. And we're just supposed to be okay with it. But in my purest form, I don't see you as a black person. I see you as a person.
That's it.
But I'm not colorblind, if you understand what I'm saying. Now, understand that if only, I don't want to say they, if only this government, let me say these governments, because it's national, provincial, and local, had treated the colored community fairly. You'd never heard of Fadiel Adams. I was happy in construction, bro. I was earning good money. It's the one industry where I'm allowed to swear at my boss and keep my job.
Yeah, exactly.
You understand? I didn't have a problem. I'm a hardworking man. I've always been. I was pushed into the position where I had to speak up because no one else was going to do it. It's fashionable now. Everybody wants to speak for the colors. Oh. But 2016, 2017, when we started this thing, speaking up for colored people, you'd be ostracized for it. And I was. But you know what? My life journey, the gangs, the drugs, the strip clubs, the drugs, the alcohol, the drugs, the woman, the drugs. I developed something called the thick skin. There's nothing you can say is going to upset me or hurt me. People very often think that I'm some type of hot-headed, loose cannon, blah, blah, blah. No.
Well, that's what they paint on all colors.
Yeah, no, I'm a very, very methodical colored. You see, by the time I hit you with a spade, I didn't lose my temper.
Or a truffle.
Or a truffle. I didn't lose my temper. I've been planning it for the last 15 minutes. You just didn't see it coming.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is, I live in the most violent place in the world. I mean, in Africa. 7th most dangerous city in the world. Some white people will tell you it's the best run city in the world. They haven't been to Bontjeville or Manenberg. They haven't been to Samora Machel.
Hey.
They haven't been to Langa.
And when last were they in Belleville?
Don't even ask me when last I Belleville. That's not Belleville, bro. That's Lagos.
Yeah.
At any rate.
You know what I mean?
At any rate. And you are nothing more than the sum of your circumstances. I was encouraged to read. I read a lot. I don't read a lot anymore. I simply don't have the time. But you know what? outside of my home, I was encouraged to learn how to sabela. I was told that the only maths I'd need was 262728. There you've got your PhD. I was told where to stab a man if I didn't want to kill him, but wanted to hurt him. That's my education.
Necessitating, which it doesn't hit the stomach or.
There's a few places, but we won't talk about that now. But at any rate, so when people see me and they expect a John Steenhuisen or a Thabo Mbeki approach, I don't have one. There's only one version of me. I don't have a different set of policies or different set of principles depending on the audience. I got one story to tell. I'm going to tell it.
And you're not code switching?
Not today.
Well, I mean...
So is the... Sorry, NOTA. Is the Cape Flats... is that situation by design? And why isn't it put to an end if I would call it the DA government wanted to?
The Cape Flats was engineered by the National Party. And it's simply been improved by the Democratic Alliance. The system of engineering has just been improved. Remember the Democratic Alliance, the National Party. You can't separate the two.
Just streamlined.
Yeah, it's just streamlined. They've given it a new badge, new packaging, new marketing. They don't speak Afrikaans anymore. Same party, same principles, same beliefs, same need.
So they wanted
same need to subjugate people like me, like you. They've just incorporated people like me and you. You know, they've got colored and black salesmen now. Let's put it like that.
And how do they end up coming into the communities without any sort of resistance, I guess?
They're scared shitless, man. Excuse me.
As a colored person, I wear DA and then I still go into my community and expect people to respect me. How is that possible?
It's very easy. You got food parcels. You're speaking to hungry people, Buddha. You're speaking to people that will sell their principles, their beliefs, their religions for food. It's what it is. And therefore they have this need to keep us hungry. Easy to placate, easy to bribe, easy to fool. It's actually a genius system if you are
an evil genius.
If you are oppressively inclined, it's a genius system. I mean, these people have thought it out. They've put, I tell you now, it's
Verwoed.
Let me tell you something.
Even before him.
Let me tell you something. You have to respect Verwoed. Think of him what you like. I mean, I firmly believe he's burning in hell. Probably.
I'm partial to that. I guess I'm a sympathizer to Verwoed because of his anti-establishment inclinations and the fact that the Oppenheimers were the ones that killed him.
Don't make me come over this table now. But you have to respect Verwoed. He claimed to care about his people. He said he'd put his people first. He didn't give a damn how he got there. And he did it. He's given the Afrikaner a 200-year head start on all of us. No matter what BEE you bring, no matter what laws you bring. And you know what? He's taught him to moan. Oh, these people can bitch. They complain in the morning, they complain in the afternoon, they complain but they got nothing to complain about because nothing's changed for them. You know the people paying the price for the New South Africa? It's the coloureds in Lavendale, in Mitchell's Plain. It's the black kid in Alexandria and Kailicha. Those are the people paying the price. Nothing's changed for white South Africa. They still go to the best schools. Still hold on to the management jobs. Still control the finances. Still make the laws, irrespective of what happens in Parliament.
And now they've got an unlimited supply of cheap labor from our neighboring countries to displace the coloureds in the Western Cape. So
and 6 ministries to go with it.
So now if you're a coloured child, you need to learn how to speak Shona so you can speak to your colleagues if ever you get to work in the Atlantic Seaboard and the hospitality industry.
Let me tell you something. One or two things happens in this country in the next 5 years. Either a coup d'etat or an uprising. It's either going to be a military thing or it's going to be a civil thing. But this country can't take much more of this. It can't. And it shouldn't. I mean, South Africa is not poor. Why do we have poor?
I agree. Remember, I told you that earlier this year.
Why do we have this level of poverty? To enrich a few, the connected few. Something's going to happen. And I can't see myself standing in the way of it because this injustice, it's sickening. You know, when you drive through a place like Samora, where the potholes are the size of a stable and 300 mil deep, you can actually fish in that pond. And the sewage is spilling in the streets in Montrose Park, and you ask yourself, why? Why? And then you understand why. It's because we asked for it. Because we vote that way. But I tell you now, a braver man than me is going to stand up in the next 5 years. And he's going to call something that the people that run us, they're not going to like. The day's going to come when the poor are going to eat the rich. Those high walls won't keep us out. And when I say us, do not think because of my well-discussed salary that I regard myself as anything other than poor. I still live in my old house. I still hang in the same wood. I still do the same charity work I did 5 years ago.
Let's say we divide that salary of yours by your family members. I'm just saying, is that like one of the main salaries? Aren't you having the biggest salary in your family?
I probably have the biggest salary in the history of my family.
So let's divide it amongst them now.
No, it doesn't even go there. It goes into the community.
Well, I mean, I'm just saying, like, let's say someone is now making an assumption on how much you're earning, and they're seeing you as, okay, a Cape Colored Congress, you know, parliamentary leader, earning whatever in excess of R1 million a year.
1.4 million, Buddha. 1.4.
Now,
yes, young ladies, you let them here.
yeah. And then whatever you take that tax, we know as black people, as colored people, or as people that are not white, that our salaries, whenever we earn money, that's our family salary because our families depend on us as breadwinners. Putting you in a breadwinner position, a 1.4 million salary will never make you anything other than a poor guy that makes some money.
That's the absolute truth. And you know what? Colored people have not learned to clap for each other. They haven't. You want to see the most jealous, I'm telling you, jealous community ever. And I mean, I'm not talking about all of us. I'm talking about
a significant amount.
You're not supposed to thrive. We hate success. You start a business and it succeeds. Someone, trust me, there's a handful in your circle saying that you're busy with something else. This is probably a front for drugs or human trafficking or God knows what, but it's just there. You know what that's about? It's a lack of education. Because your turn will come. You know, but we started this thing in 2016. I watched friends of mine become councillors while I was unemployed. I clapped for them, cheered for them. Because when you do well, I do well.
Yeah. Well, that's the assumption, right?
No, that's my belief, my core belief. The world is bigger than me, man. And you know what? I'd like to see all of us succeed. Like, we need to stop racing each other, man. The only race you're in is against yourself. My people, they're just taking very long to get there. But you know what? You got this stupid influence. Oh God, I hate TikTok. TikTok has created people with chips on their shoulders because of worthless likes that have a whole lot to say. I'm sure you get you receive your fair share of hate. I mean, for something that you worked for, something that you sweated for, sat up how many nights? Sacrifice, got stuck without petrol on the way from the club. It's there. It's there. But this is what they don't see. They only see Cebu, brand new car, 2 cell phones. The hate we have for each other is instilled by us. It's instilled in us by the same system that we're fighting. But too few of us are fighting. But I tell you again, I'll put money on it within the next 5 years. A really brave man is going to stand up and he's going to say enough of this. And this country is going to burn. Now, let me tell you something, my brother. I'm in love with my country and its people, the good and the bad.
Mm.
I don't want to see it burn.
I don't know if I share that sentiment.
You want to see it burn?
I have this argument with my family a lot. Usually with my sister. She's educated. I'm not. I'm a dropout.
Yeah,
As a man, as a man, you have to raw dog life. You know what I mean? You have to, with a matric, I can do it. Not to, diminish anyone's educational achievements, but I feel like too many of our educated brothers and sisters, they want to keep up the pretense. You know what I mean? When we all go to your graduation ceremony and all of us are poor and you've got the nice job and our lives are now based upon celebrating you each and every single milestone that you have, even though more and more of us are being born into the family and being left behind. The poverty grows, the gap grows internally within our own family, from the highest earning person in the family to the person that gets shouted at when they take too much ice cream out of the fridge because they don't have a job, I feel like all of it needs to burn so we could imagine something new, It's just that unfortunately there will be casualties, but we're losing 70 men a day. You know what I mean? We're losing 10 of those colored men. And out of them, out of a population of 5 million,
Out of an area that comprises 6% of the country.
Imagine
we're
that.
losing 10 of the 70.
So why not let the country burn if already we're losing so many of our brothers?
Here's where I'm at. I was with you until KZN burned. And I looked at the loss of life. I don't care about the system. Burn the system. I don't care. Burn it. I don't want war. And trust me when I tell you, I'm equipped for war. Make no mistake about it. I just don't want it. There's so much that we can lose here. But there's so much we can win. There's so much we can gain if we just get it right. And when I say we, I'm not talking about those fools sitting up there in those high offices. I'm saying we, us on the ground. If we get our act together, if we start working together, if we start doing what we're supposed to do, we can change the trajectory of this country. Because I can tell you now, it's not going to last 10 more years.
But how long does it take to change the trajectory? How many years does it take to do that? How many people do we lose out, or how many people lose enthusiasm for the movement because it takes so long to actually materialize some form of change?
1 million real men. And we can change it in months. Now my question to you is, where are the real men? I went to Joburg in 2017. Young Nathaniel had been shot by a policeman.
Nathaniel, Julius?
Yeah, Julius.
Yeah, Nathaniel Jr.
But I just want, 2017, I go to Johannesburg. I fly up here, myself and Randy Nell, good friend of mine. He's a councillor in the Drakenstein area.
That's by Paul and them.
Yeah. So Nathaniel had just been shot, and Westbury was rioting, protesting. So we fly up here. I want to see what this is about because I'm a Cape Townian colored. I've never been to Westbury. I want to check out what's happening. I get there. Westbury's been brutalized, beaten up. I tell you, I get there. These aunties are sprue. They're scared of the cops. So I said, I came here to protest. No, but they beat us and they shoot at us. I said to Randy, I didn't fly 1,500 kilometers as a spectator. Now, the cops are standing 15 meters away from us, armed. 2 men closed the road. The commanding officer walked over. He said, sir, you can't do this. I said, sir, I came to do this. He said, sir, but I'm going to have to arrest you. I said, officer, you need to do your job. I'm closing his road. We closed the road and the protest continued. Show a little bit of heart, South African men. Your children's futures are at stake here. No, forget futures, lives.
Imagine. In Bosmont, they sit down underneath the windows.
Bro, in Manenberg, they sleep on their stomachs.
That's where the men are. None of them are standing up. They're ducking bullets.
Families are not sleeping on their beds because bullets are raining through the windows. They're sleeping on the floor. Now, imagine this. We buried a 15-year-old kid on Saturday. Sean Hendricks.
In Cape Town?
In Hanover Park. Gangsters were shooting at each other. One bastard grabbed this 15-year-old lighty, used him as a shield. The other bastard shot right through this kid. To get to him, fired 4 shots into a 15-year-old body. Now I ask you again, where are the real men? Because I'm tired of beating young boys.
And if you look at what we're right now going through as a country with this soft coup through commission, because that's how we change our governments. You know, you install a commission, it finds the previous guys in government guilty, and then the party can renew itself and then bring in a new president. So obviously now we've got this new president.
Fresh corruption.
So we've got the Madlanga Commission coming in, right? We've had 6 years of the Ramaphosa administration since 2018, right? Since the Valentine's Day address when Zuma left us. What is, I guess, the results of this new renewal and this new administration that we can say is actually manifesting itself when crime rates are going up, when the murder rate, you know, seems stagnant or growing in some instances, in some communities, it's just shifting. Once it's the Western Province that's got the highest murders, then it's the Eastern Cape that's got the highest murders, you know what I mean? And KZN lagging closely behind there, but there's a whole lot of violence. The country is disintegrating to a far worse extent, you know, and none of the previous commissions have yielded a positive intervention. Now we've got this new commission. We've got an ad hoc committee, which has got, you know, its own, you know, challenges, but it's running parallel to this commission. And as South Africans, we are not hearing about any of the solutions that are supposed to emanate from these things. And we come from a place where our trust in the justice system and our trust in the police is at its all-time lowest. Like we are at the all-time lowest right now. What is the what are South Africans supposed to expect, especially from our members of parliament like you are, you know, the constituency that you represent? What are they supposed to expect from parliamentarians, your peers, the other people that are there supposed to be representing people? What are we supposed to expect from them when we see a commission and an ad hoc committee about uprooting our captured justice system?
Okay, so let me answer you like this. I'm going to advise South Africans to avoid disappointment. Don't expect too much. The reason there's a Madlanga Commission and an ad hoc committee today is because of me.
That's true.
The reason there is the ad hoc committee and the Madlanga Commission is because of you.
Yeah.
How so?
That's true.
Okay, I'm going to start at the beginning.
Start at the beginning and simplify it so I understand.
The date is on my other phone. So don't ask me to be specific with dates here. I'll save that to the commission. I got to be spot on there.
Yeah.
Please walk with me. Let's not disturb him. Sure.
I walk into my office. I think it was in September of last year, and I see a file under the door, which I thought was kind of unusual because in the passage we've all got like little pigeonholes there where our mail is supposed to be dropped. So I pick up the file. I open the file and I read the file. And I read the file. And I couldn't stop reading the file, but it wasn't a thick file. It was like, but I couldn't stop reading it because what I'm reading right here, it says that certain high-level policemen are catching on a world of crap. I walk next door to my colleague Sakina, and I say to her, I got something I can't show you. And she says, why? I says, because they'll kill you for this. She asked, what's in here? I said, okay, I'm going to give you a very brief rundown. Because I don't know if this stuff is true, but X, Y, and Z has happened. She said, okay, so what do we do? I said, well, we got 3 options. The safe one is to throw it away and act like we don't know about it.
Well, I mean, they knew where to find you to deliver it, so I don't know how safe that is.
I'll get to that in a minute. The second one is we can go to the people implicated and say, cut us in. We want to retire early. The third one is we can go and lay criminal charges. We chose option C.
Yeah, why?
Because it was the right thing to do. We went to lay criminal charges. And I became a pariah.
So you came to lay criminal charges against?
General Dumasani Kumalo, head of crime intelligence. General Lushaba, the head of the CFO for Crime Intelligence, General Madondo, at Crime Intelligence, and oh my word, I cannot remember the brigadier's name, but anyway, it'll come to me. Just give me a little bit of time.
Okay.
Yeah. So now these
Sorry,
charges,
continue.
I just
Because
wanna
as you
know-
can see, I'm not reading from notes here.
So these charges were for the hiring of that person that they hired, or for the guns that were missing in the Western Cape?
No, we're going to get there. This is a long drawn out.
That's why give him a chance. Let him walk us through it. Sure.
So General Lushaba, it is alleged brought a prostitute home. Lady of the night. But if you want to see an easy guy, this is me. I don't care. You know what happens between General Lushaba and his four walls? None of my business. But the prostitute allegedly steals his laptop and cell phone. State issued. Drives off in his state car. General Lushaba reports a break-in. The detective who investigates says there's no break-in here. This is an inside job. The prostitute is traced.
Obviously, she went with the phone in her car. That's tracked.
You don't get smart criminals anymore.
Okay.
She says, no, hold on a second. This man hired me for my services, and yeah, I stole the stuff, but I didn't break in. So he's defeated the ends of justice. Now, where's IPID in all of this? The independent police watchdog? Because they didn't investigate. General Shaba still at work. So now I got the proof of this here. That's number one that's in the file. Number two that's in the file. Unfortunately, I can't say too much because this is before the court. Is that these people are spending crime intelligence money, like in a way you don't want to understand. And then the third one is they brought a clerk from BMW, 29 years old, and they've appointed a brigadier general at crime intelligence. Now, that to me is a slap in the face of every hardworking policeman in this country. Because I know people stuck in their rank for anything between 10 and 30 years. One rank, no promotion, no signs of growth. Now, let me tell you something. The allegations, as I understand them, is that this brigadier, whose name I will come to me, I cannot remember. Her father is a general in the Free State. And it is alleged that he covered up a murder in the Free State. And this is the reward, the promotion of his daughter. From nowhere to the top echelons of SAPS.
So hold on. Why do we not hear about this woman?
Because I want to understand context. As I did say, I'm a layman in the street, South African.
Yeah.
I don't understand these things.
Okay.
Walk with me here.
So Brigadier Tenaya Mkhwanazi, as we know her now, we used to work for BMW. From what I understand, she was a clerk, not an engineer, as alleged by certain generals. Her father is Joe Mahali from DPCI Hawks. It's alleged that he covered up the murder of a politician that was linked to crime intelligence, and that his daughter receives a plum job, 120,000 a month, as a reward. This is what General Mkhwanazi claims is an HR issue. Now understand, I question the appointment of this woman in portfolio. I was given the assurance by the National Commissioner that she ticked all the boxes, that she was suitably qualified, and she was the best person for the job. The NPA thinks otherwise. Again, General Mkhwanazi thinks it's an HR issue. Now, if something as serious as this is going to be reduced to an HR issue, then I don't want to know what SAPS is about. But I've got a lot more to say about that. So I go to Grand Central SAPS. I lay the charges. Right? I get back home. I get a phone call from my friend, the late General Andre Lincoln. He says to me, they've collected your dockets. Now understand, I'm not a policeman. I said, General, what does this mean? He says, well, just what I told you, they've collected your dockets. I say, is this procedural? He says, no. They're not supposed to do that. I said, General, what does this mean? He says, they're going to cover this thing up. I said, General, are you sure of this? He says, my sources are never wrong, Fadiel. Now, Andre Lincoln was like a big brother to me. I said, General, what else do I do? He says, move. Take it to another province. Let's see what happens. I fly to Johannesburg.
With the same documents.
Yes, same. No. I didn't offer documents in Cape Town.
Oh, okay.
I just gave my statement.
Okay. Nice.
But now these documents are getting hot. So I fly to Joburg. Give the exact same statement. I go back home. But this time I announce it on social media. I've laid these charges. I get back home. And I think to myself, stuff this, man. I'm going to wait for them to collect dockets again. I write to the minister. Say to the minister, listen, I've laid charges at Grand Central Police Station. I'm told that the documents have been collected. Shouldn't have happened. The minister doesn't reply.
This is around November, right?
What I don't know is that the minister has referred the issue to the IDHOC. The IDHOC make contact with me and I give them a referral letter asking them to investigate.
That's the Section 25.
Yes, sir. Oh, smart man, this one.
I've just been following the story. I'm learning as we go.
So my hands are off. So we're in portfolio. I'm asking hard questions in there. I'm asking about a drug bust that happened in KZN. 100 million rands worth of Mandrax tablets. Not a mention in the media. Not a press release, not a statement. You know, SAPS needs all the good publicity it can get. So you discover 100 million rands worth of Mandrax and you're not going to tell South Africa what a brilliant job you're doing. The National Commissioner was on TV now the other day throwing out alcohol on the beach.
Imagine.
You discover 100 million rands worth of Mandrax and you say nothing about it. I'll ask this question. I say, here's your case number. What happened? Why didn't you speak to the media? The National Commissioner's response, and I mean, it's all on YouTube. No, we are still investigating. That's why we said nothing. Cool. Last month, we checked that same case number. No mention of drugs. Firearms, though.
Was it firearms, though?
It was firearms and drugs. The drugs have disappeared, if you ask me.
The firearms still there.
Firearms are apparently still there.
Drugs disappeared.
Drugs are gone.
100 million worth.
There's no mention.
This is in the KZN.
This is in KZN. Now, you know why I take this personally? Who consumes the most Mandrax in this country?
Well, in KZN, I guess it would be Wentworth. If it's not Port Shepstone.
That's Wentworth.
Yeah.
If you go to Joburg, it's Aldo's, Westbury. And if you come to the Western Cape, it's the Cape Flats. This drug was pumped into the colored community by the apartheid regime. Now the ANC regime appears to have taken over the saddle. Those drugs should have been confiscated and burnt. Instead, what we find now is that the case number says that there's no drugs involved. Fortunately, we've got the YouTube clipping where the minister, the National Commissioner, confirms that it was a drug bust on that case number. So they mustn't think this is going
Masemola.
away. This is Masemola.
And this incident is from before July 2024, right?
Yes.
Before the new ministry. So it's under Cele.
Yes. So the minister, the NASCO must not think that this thing is going away. He must understand something. He's got a serious problem. At any rate, the IDHOC does its investigation. And I think 6 months later, or whatever the case might be, General Kumalo and 5 others are arrested. I think this is a win. Brilliant. The wheels of justice are turning. You must remember there's no crime intelligence in the Western Cape. The province that probably needs it the most, there's absolutely nothing there. So I'm happy. I'm elated. I'm doing radio interviews. I'm congratulating the IDHOC. I'm saying I'm hoping that these people receive a fair trial, and if they're found guilty, the law must deal with them.
But the media is saying, hey, why is Fadiel causing problems for our guys?
Yeah. That's the message.
Well, we know they're policemen, so all of them are supposed to be our guys. But it seems like these guys are not just our guys. They're guys for other people.
In my view, these aren't our guys. I'm not a judge.
Elaborate on that.
I'm not making a judgment. All I'm saying is if people are wasting our SAP's resources, which are spread so thin as it is, they're not our guys.
And they complain a lot about how thin the resources are spread.
Do you want to know how thin the resources are spread? Out of all the under-resourced police stations in the country, 84% of them are found in the colored communities. Let it sink in, guys.
Well, I mean, if you look at the murder rate, it suggests...
Where the shooting is at its peak, where the resources are needed, they're being starved.
Is that willful negligence?
It can't be negligent.
Well, willfully negligent. Is it a strategy? Is it a
Let
part
me
of the
give you.
plan?
Let me give you.
Don't lose your train of thought. Please continue.
Let me give you a colored answer. It's asprisman. That means it's purposeful. So, I'm thinking, right, things are happening here. Brilliant. Then we find out that Uncle Bob, as I like to call General Dumasani Kumalo, and his team have purchased a hotel.
An entire hotel.
An entire 5-star boutique hotel.
14 years after a national commissioner was suspended or removed from his position for property purchases.
Don't speak about Bekitele like that.
I'm just, when he was commissioner, before he returned to the scene of the crime.
So Bekitele is the one that appointed Fani Masemola. He's also the one that appointed Dumasani Kumalo. He's also the one that appointed Mkhwanazi.
The one he calls his boy.
Yes. So I'm just putting it out there. So Bekitele is the man who staffed us with all of these people. Right? Kumalo and Co buy a hotel against policy. Policy says they can't. They shouldn't. They mustn't. They can only lease. No, stuff that we'll buy. Then they buy an office block in KZN under the nose of Mkhwanazi. Against policy. I bring this to the portfolio. I say this is wrong.
But aren't they under national and Mkhwanazi's provincial?
Yes.
So does he have oversight? Can he stop them from buying property if they're under national and he's provincial?
No, he cannot stop them, but he can report it. Remember.
What did he report?
As far as I know, nothing. Remember, he makes a statement at Madlanga. He says, when Bekitele tried to pull me into his wrongful doings, I stayed away from him.
When Natim Tetwa tried to pull him into his wrongful doings, he told Jacob Zuma he'd rather resign.
But he didn't lay a charge. Remember, he says, when Bekitele says he's a good policeman, he says, yes, he knows I'm a good policeman. He also knows if he catches on the wrong things, I'm going to arrest him. That's what he says. But when it's time to lay charges, he doesn't. The contradictions are so many, but anyway, I'm not here to focus on him just now. At any rate, so I bring this to the police portfolio. I say, whoa, hold on a second, guys. On the 31st of December of 2023, you bought an hotel. Now, I don't know a real estate agency that operates on the 31st of December. Remember the big fuss they made about Senzo Mkhunu?
Is that on the 31st of December?
On the 31st of December.
Instead of saying, yippee, he was busy saying, immediately.
No, we're going to get to immediately. Yeah. But what I'm saying is, on the 31st of December 2023, you sign an offer to purchase, buying a hotel at an inflated price. Inflated. The price is inflated.
At an inflated
yes,
price.
Yes, sir. Inflated. Is it because you thought no one would be watching? Because the NCC was watching.
The commissioner was on leave.
Yeah. The commissioner traditionally goes on leave at that time. There's nothing wrong with it. But the hotel is purchased, not leased, at an inflated price.
There's nothing wrong with the commissioner going on leave when our borders are supposed to be the most strongly patrolled, when border management is all at the police, where our provincial commissioners, even the Gauteng provincial commissioner, is at the border from the whole entire festive season. The national commissioner, who's in charge of everything at peak festive season when most people are dying on our roads.
Okay, you win that argument. I'm not going to fight you. So
I'm just saying.
What I'm saying is I bring this to the police portfolio. Now, I'm ready to fight because you know what, guys? We need these resources on the Cape Flats. Ian Cameron, he blocks me. Doesn't allow me to interrogate the generals. Doesn't allow me to go after them. We're not talking about this. Masemola flatly refuses to answer. I say, cool. You do you, boo. We know where the police station is. We go to the police station. We lay another charge. It's the right thing to do. 6th of July.
The infamous.
Phew, boy. This man kicked my wind out this day. General Mkhwanazi calls a press conference. Camouflage gear. Rifles behind him. President's out the country. You know what happens in Africa when the president's out the country?
Coups happen.
And I quote, rise up. Mkhwanazi, rise up. Rise up against what? Was he trying to incite something? Because that's what I was getting. Now look, I'm not the smartest guy in the room, guys. but I can connect dots. I'm thinking to myself, this man is trying to railroad these cases. This is what I'm saying to myself.
You think so? That's what you thought so?
Listen to the man. He's got 3 major gripes. 1, the disbandment of the PKTT.
Well, that's the second, I guess.
No, I'm just giving it to you.
Other than Fadiel Adams having confidential information.
The disbandment of the PKTT, the 121 dockets that are gathering dust in General Sibiya's office, and that MP, that member of parliament with the top secret information.
And that's you.
That's me. I said to my wife, he might as well have mentioned my bloody name. So I don't mention him. But now, let's look at the facts before us, man. And this is where Parliament and Madlanga is frustrating me because it's going so slowly. Let's look at the facts before us. The PKTT, at a cost of 100 million rand a year, investigates 56 murders. I think the squad's about 38 strong. 38 policemen of various ranks. These aren't sergeants here. We're talking warrant officers, lieutenant colonels. It's costing a lot of money. It's costing us 40 million rand a year in overtime. That's besides the 100 million. That's what the request is, overtime. For 56 murders. I say, brilliant. Cool. But the PKTT, in a presentation on the 5th of March to the police portfolio, was supposed to be disbanded as per Dumasani Kumalo. I was in the meeting. He said the PKTT has run its course and we are ready to disband it. 2 months before Mkhwanazi called this press conference. So now I'm sitting here as someone with insight, which is what most of the country doesn't have, and apparently most of the police portfolio doesn't have. You guys called time on this thing, not us, not the minister, management. Because remember, Kumalo is giving the presentation, but the presentation is the national commissioners. So you call time on the PKTT, but it's fine. It's fine. But what the country doesn't know is that the PKTT stays at the most expensive hotels in KZN. 10,000 rand a night, Buddha.
Well, if they're not buying the entire hotel.
Oh, 10,000 rand a night. For years. Do you know where policemen stay? They stay at City Lodge. Not the PKTT. So slowly, 10,000 rand a night. So if you are housing your unit there.
I mean, not even Kulubushe Zuma, who I bumped into at the City Lodge, stays at a 10,000 rand a night hotel.
So that's 300K per room per month.
That's Oyster Box.
Oyster Box.
That's where
Oyster Box.
Cyril Ramaphosa's family, the Motsepe family, have their Christmas lunches every single year at the Oyster Box.
Now, these guys are having a fat roll on your tax money. Right? Their laundry bill is 500,000 a month.
A month.
I didn't stutter. 500K a month.
I mean, you have to wash the badges separately, you know.
I think they polish the brass.
Is it brass?
They have
gone through gold plate.
They have gone through more vehicles than we can count. 56 murders. And then to top it all, in 2021, KZN was burning. There's an intelligence report that says it was politically motivated. What, did 400 people die?
Yeah, almost.
How many of those dockets are the PKTT investigating? It's politically motivated killings. How many of those dockets are they investigating? Zero. None. The unit is not serving its purpose. But let's move on from the PKTT. Mkhwanazi makes an allegation of 121 dockets gathering dust in General Sibiya's office. Now, I'm not here to bat for General Sibiya. He might just have problems of his own.
Well, I mean, they're all in the police, so...
Until you check the entries into those dockets.
The what?
The entries.
Okay.
The last entries into those dockets were a minimum of 12 months old. Those dockets had been gathering dust in Mkhwanazi's office.
And they're gathering dust now in Pretoria because Mkhwanazi won't allow them to be released.
And when he threw his childish fit and he was offered the dockets back, he said, no, I don't want it.
You call it a childish fit?
Well, he said they were tampered with, I guess.
What else do you call it? If I'm serious about doing my job, And my job demands that I disagree with my superior, who was Sibiya. And I win that argument. And they say, here are your dockets. He's saying, no, I don't want it.
And Sibiya suspended at that time.
And Sibiya suspended it.
What do you think was the motive?
I think they need to get rid of Sibiya. I think they need to get... You see, Khumalo runs intelligence. Masemola is the national commissioner. The head of detectives is not part of their little clique. That is Sibiya. You see, if I run detective services, I can accelerate your docket or I can delay it. If I want to deal with you politically, I can assign the best team to it today. If I want to assist you, I'll give it to a rookie who's probably going to fumble the case. How is Sibiya suspended on an allegation and Khumalo's at work, charged before the courts? Make it make sense.
It doesn't make sense. You need to help us.
No, we're trying to figure this out too. We're trying to think.
Well, what is the ulterior motive for the uneven-handedness in how they're being dealt with?
Stay with me.
Okay.
This is a rough ride, this one. So Mkhwanazi calls the press conference, if you remember. No, not at the press conference, sorry. At the ADHOC Committee. He says he called the press conference because the National Commissioner was at the gates of prison.
He did say that.
The country doesn't ask why.
The same National Commissioner who gave him permission for that press conference. But
The
continue.
National Commissioner who gave him permission to call a press conference, which he shouldn't have called. He says the National Commissioner was at the gates of prison, and this is why I called this press conference. But the media doesn't ask why. What is the National Commissioner alleged to have done that would put him at the gates of prison? The country doesn't ask why. Mkhwanazi knows why. Mkhwanazi knows why because he's admitted it. But now, you know where I'm confused? 9 provinces in this country. 9 provincial commissioners. 7 of them don't have top-level security clearance. Say it slowly.
7 of them, yeah.
Don't have top-level security clearance.
Yeah.
Now, top-level security clearance is what you need to be a provincial commissioner. Ask me why.
Why?
Because you need to access top-secret files. You need to spend budgets. You need to devise strategy. You need to give directive to people with top-level security clearance. You're not supposed to be in that meeting if you don't have that clearance. Masemola has given us provincial commissioners who shouldn't be in the office. Ask him why, because it doesn't make sense to me.
Well, don't you need to be vetted to get security clearance first?
100%. And once you're vetted, your contract says, upon attaining this office, this is subject to me obtaining and maintaining a top-level security clearance. These people are in breach of contract, but they're running our service. And our boys are dying, and our officers are dying. And I'm expected to look the other way. I will not.
Dumisani Khumalo is head of crime intelligence, right? His superior in his department is Sibiya. Sibiya has now been removed because of allegations. Dumisani Khumalo is back. Bail conditions have been relaxed. He's allowed to be back in his office. You are saying that on the 5th of March, he presented to the committee reasons why or justifications why the order that came from the minister to disband the committee should be followed through with, right? Then we are also told that there was an interministerial committee that was appointed for that political killings task team. So by our understanding, if it's interministerial, it means that it's got national police implications, but we are being presented this whole entire story about this political killings task team by a provincial commissioner who doesn't have top security clearance. Explain that.
You'd have to ask him to explain it, because I can tell you this.
So what's your perspective?
The Interministerial Committee was established to find a way to combat the political killings which were mostly happening in KZN. But it is a national competency. It's a national task team. It's been clarified by the CFO. who I would think is the ultimate authority on these matters because she signs the checks. She said it's the National Political Killings Task Team, not KZN's. It doesn't belong to Mkhwanazi, as much as he wants to own it. So, in that line, the minister, I would think, would have a big say in the running, not in the running, in the ending of that thing. But remember, Khumalo's made that case for us. He says in that meeting on the 5th of March that in this calendar year, we've only had one political killing task team, one political killing, and the task team is no longer needed. He says it. Mkhwanazi's in the meeting. He doesn't object. As the committee, we are accepting that the South African Police Services top management has had a discussion and they feel that this political killings task team should be disbanded. I'm in agreement on it. In the very next meeting, when Mkhwanazi drops this whole Brown Mkhotsi thing, I say, it's there, it's on YouTube, Minister. We are in support of you in the closure of this task team, in the face of these generals who defy you. It's there. So the National Political Killing Task Team was not only supposed to operate in KZN, but like I've told you earlier, they've been cherry-picking their cases.
They have been.
Yes, they have been.
Yeah, to my great annoyance, because there's a lot of cases that personally I feel they should be investigating. I mean, even this new latest DJ Warris case, it seems very political.
Let me add on to something. You asked me earlier why Sibiya, why the need to remove Sibiya. So Masemola is due to retire in the next 2-3 months. So in order of succession,
Sibiya is supposed to succeed.
Sibiya is supposed to succeed. So if you want to be a conspiracy theorist, has the National Commissioner just removed the obstacle or the competition to his friend Dumisani Khumalo?
Well, for me, the incentive, if I'm retiring and I know that my hands are not the cleanest, I'd want to ensure that my successor has got my back. I'm just saying.
I tell you, this is a smart man. I tell you that all the time. But do you understand where we're going here? Then our friend Mkhwanazi mentions the cartels and the politicians that are protecting these cartels. Who are these politicians? Let's start there.
Are they suspects?
No.
Okay, so just a slight correction.
Yeah, sorry.
So, okay, Masemola still got up until 2027. Mkhwanazi's contract expires in March now, this year, 2026. The incentive, though, is still there that whoever gets to succeed Masemola, right, doesn't put him in the same position that Phahlane is in, where he's out of office fighting for his life, you know, without the legal funds from SAPS to help him.
Who's the potential obstacle to that?
Well, Sibiya would succeed him in the natural order. And now he's suspended, so there's a question mark around that.
Suspended without charge.
Yeah. Dumisani Khumalo.
Dumisani Khumalo is before the courts. He's still at work.
Yeah. But he's not the deputy commissioner.
100%.
Yeah.
So from where I stand, and if I was a conspiracy theorist, I would say that the National Commissioner might just have removed the competition and cleared his way for his comrade, Dumisani Khumalo. If I was a conspiracy theorist, I say that.
So, okay, how does the conspiracy stand up to the fact that at Police Training College, Sibiya, Masemola, and Mkhwanazi are all three together? Where would the fallout have happened that now all of a sudden Sibiya is not part of those three musketeers?
Okay, I'm going to put it to you like this. When this press conference was called, I've been a member of parliament for just 12 months. I don't know the inner workings of these guys. I don't know the relationships. I was shocked when I heard Nkabindi say that he and Mkhwanazi will take certain secrets to the grave with him. I'm new to all of this. I'm as shocked as you are. So what I suspect is that there's clearly been a fallout here. And I'm beginning to understand at the level of protection that Khumalo was receiving, that he's got to cover up certain things. Don't ask me what. I've not seen what's in that docket, contrary to what people think. I'm just a complainant here. But I want to move off that. General Mkhwanazi mentions the cartels and the politicians that are protecting it. People immediately suspect that it's Minister Mkhunu. Immediately. That's what I got. That's the feeling I got to whoever I spoke to.
Oh, okay.
I thought it was unfair. I remember this man being the premier of KZN. I also remember him being one of the cleaner premiers, if not the cleanest. I remember this. But I do remember that my name was almost mentioned in this press conference. So, I mean, I could be I don't have that type of influence, but yeah, you know what? I mean, man's making wild allegations, just go to town. So, I'd like to ask something. Is there a paper trail that proves that you're investigating cartels in KZN? I mean, in Gauteng? Is there an intelligence report that says that we've listed Fadiel Adams, Clayton Adams, Tyron Ogil as cartel bosses?
Well, what stops you from naming your suspects as a policeman?
That's what I'm getting to. Because he mentions two people. He mentions Vusikat Matlala at the ADHOC and Brown Mkhwanazi. He mentions them. He says he can't mention the rest because they haven't been charged yet. You know who he doesn't mention? Tami Marimoto.
Who's that?
Tami Marimoto is a convicted criminal in KZN. There are allegations that he's one of the bigger drug dealers in the country. There are also allegations that he's friends with General Mkhwanazi. But here's the kicker. Tami Marimoto's wife works for crime intelligence.
I think I've heard something of this.
Tami Marimoto's daughter works for crime intelligence. Now ask yourself how this happens. Then you ask yourself how it's okay. And then you ask yourself, how come our general doesn't know this or chooses not to disclose it? He's very comfortable naming people. Now, Vusikat Matlala, in my mind, is a criminal. Rightly or wrongly. Can't be defended. But Vusikat Matlala did not award himself a 300 million rand tender. A network did. He also didn't write himself checks of millions of rands. Guess who signed on those checks?
Masemola, right?
Masemola. Now make me understand. If we are investigating cartels, how are we paying them? If you're saying that Vusikat Matlala is a member of a cartel, how are you paying them?
I mean,
General?
it could be part of the investigation. I give you some money, Fadiel. I give you 100 million and I track that 100 million and I watch how you spend it. And then I see through your spending if you're involved in other criminal activity or you're trying to launder the money. I can follow the money that I've given to you, right?
I almost want to swear at you.
You can.
You do not award a 300 million rand tender in a sting operation. There's cheaper ways to do it. SAPS is cash strapped as it is. They don't have money for new vehicles unless you're a general. Vehicles bought with crime intelligence money, just so by the way. They don't have money for promotions. How are they going to sign multi-million rand checks to a criminal?
And even these multi-million rand checks, therefore getting the health records of policemen. So you're not only giving him a tender, you're also allowing him to have the health records of policemen. You understand?
Because I was the first one that picked up on that. I made a Facebook Live. I said, how do you compromise all of SAPS like this? This man has the health records of every policeman in the country. He knows who's got HIV. He knows who needs this. He knows who needs money for treatment. I said, you're compromising people because you know what? I'll put your HIV status all over social media tomorrow if you don't do this. Because sadly in this country,
that matters,
that matters. It shouldn't, but it does. I know you need 150,000 rand to save your kid. You risk the integrity of this organization. That's sedition, man. If it isn't full treason. But they did it. But they're the superstars. Now make me understand.
I don't understand because I'm also asking the question and I just gave that suggestion because I thought to myself, there must be a reasonable explanation. Every step of the way, the tender procedure was flouted. This man still got the tender. The tender paid him out a certain percentage. I think he got up to 50 million of what he was supposed to be paid out. And those were prepaid invoices as well because they went for the services having already been rendered, you know.
Let me help you out here. You heard Becky clearly say, the Masani Kamala is a good cop.
Well, I don't trust anything Becky says, but yes, I did hear him. Yeah.
Babita Diokaran. She's dead. The good cop, the head of crime intelligence, didn't investigate. A reporter investigated. That this woman, as the CFO, said, this is what's happening here, this shouldn't be happening, and this is why she was killed. The head of crime intelligence didn't bother to investigate that. Wasn't important enough. Whistleblower. South African hero. Not important enough. Okay.
But maybe they were investigating. Maybe they're the ones who hired that journalist to actually break the story.
Then I challenge them to bring the proof. Because this makes no sense to me. Because while the fiscus is being fleeced by criminals, crime intelligence is everywhere but where it needs to be. They're buying hotels, they're buying Lamborghinis, all the things they shouldn't be doing. They're going to
Wait, Tanzania.
No, not even
okay.
Tanzania. Oh my word! Why can't I get to it? They're going 5-star overseas, some Asian country, to a tech conference, but they buy nothing. They don't bring a presentation to say this is what we've learned. 5-star. They're taking constables with them.
Is it the Philippines?
No, it's not the
Okay.
Philippines. My mind is
Yeah.
it's December, man. You know, colors in December. Just leave me alone. but what I'm saying is something's wrong at crime intelligence. And the head of crime intelligence is being lauded as a hero. But he's before the courts.
As the public, we're even putting thimbles on our thumbs because he's like
me
now
tell you
become
something.
iconic.
My
So-
grandmother-
Is he not a hero?
My grandmother used to tell me, show me your friends and I'll show you who you are.
Who are his friends?
Mkhwanazi is defending this man.
Mkhwanazi is defending who?
He's defending Kumalo to the hilt. To the hilt. But here's what South Africa's missing. And let me tell you something. That ADHOC committee is getting up my nose right now. And I don't mean to insult anyone because there's certain people that
Not
are
because they asked you to leave the room.
No.
Okay.
I didn't have to leave the room.
Yeah.
I actually had to go and visit someone in hospital on that day.
Oh, lovely.
But
well, unfortunately, but lovely that you
but
had good reason.
you know the way they treated Mary Das? Now, let me tell you something. If we're lucky, we all get to get old. If we're lucky, we all get to start sounding like we didn't sound 10, 15, 20 years ago. Mary Das is a white woman who fought to save black lives under apartheid. We can agree on that?
Yeah. She does have the
Tumasani
credentials.
Kumalo, Fani Masemola, and General Mkhwanazi signed up to enforce apartheid law.
In 1993. Well, Sibiya in 87.
I'm not here to bat for Sibiya.
Yeah.
Give him his hiding. What I'm saying is these three who would have followed instruction to kill you and I, because the white man said so, are being lauded as heroes, while a white woman who was treated as a pariah, who's been denounced by our own people for fighting for people like us, was made fun of at that ADHOC. I think it's shameful. I think it's unacceptable. So those of you that say I don't like white people,
Well, look.
go Biki Nader, classes in session.
What's the bigger picture? What's the motive?
We're getting there.
Yeah, but before we get to the bigger picture, let's look at Mary DeHaas. Let's look at Mary DeHaas and her presentation. She's been in the media. So she's someone who's regarded as an expert. You know, she studies, she writes reports for universities, all of the sorts, right? The way in which she was disregarded, or her reports were disregarded by everyone that came through, all and sundry. Mkhwanazi disregarded her reports. You know, I can't say too much about Nkabinde, but he didn't have glittering things to say about her. All the people that went in there practically dismissed this person, right? And then when we watch Senzo Mchunu at the Madlanga Commission, it seems like her submissions were the most heavily relied on, as in this is the expert advice that he trusted the most out of everyone. How does it come to being that someone who is trusted by a minister, who advises ministers, who has advised ministries, commissioners in the past, gets, I guess, put on display, or shelved like that in some, I don't know whether it would be pageantry or just grandstanding, but it was just a whole lot of bad showmanship that was, I guess, geared at making us in the public feel like this Mary DeHaas woman is
Lost the
actually
marbles.
Yeah.
That's what I was getting, and I felt it was wrong because you can take however she carries herself in front of a microphone. You could have looked at her paperwork,
but she's not on trial as well.
100%.
She's not the person that has committed whatever crime is being investigated. She's not the reason for the ad hoc committee in the first place. So why must she be given such hostile treatment if we can benefit from what she has to submit?
You would have noticed that she refused to name a source. She said, I'm not going to compromise people. People get killed. Did you see every political party come after her? When General Mkhwanazi said, I'm not naming this person. I'm not naming this cartel. She said, okay, General, no, thank you very much. Thank you very much for coming. We are blessed to have you here today.
We understand.
Do you get me? I don't want to call it a setup because I like some of the people in there. Not all of them. But it's just beginning to look fishy, man. To me, it's beginning to look fishy. And the way this man is not being scrutinized. Do you know, I was more active than Mkhwanazi in KZN during the 2021 riots.
Even Sihle Zigalala was more active. I saw him throwing slaps and stuff like that.
I swear to you, it's on social media if you doubt me. I have two friends, Ronaldo and Peter. And the three of us packed an Isuzu bakkie. And the biggest trailer we could find, we overloaded that thing to the point where you couldn't drive past 80 kilometers an hour. 81 kilometers an hour, it starts shaking. We drove 32 hours to Wentworth in Durban to distribute food, baby formula, adult diapers. We put a couple of packets of cartons of cigarettes also in there for some people that we like, because cigarettes were almost banned at the time. Only for me to find out that the provincial commissioner from KZN, he went on leave when his province needed him most.
But he said that there
His
were
wife was
ministers. Well, and there were also ministers that
was giving
calling
birth,
him.
right?
I don't know what was happening with him, but he was unavailable at certain points in time. And he also said that there were ministers that were calling him to come back on duty to protect some of their assets or some of their business interests, some of their liquor stores and distribution centers.
So I ask you again, does General Mkhwanazi need a crash course on right and wrong? Because I'll put the phone down in that minister's face right there. Because I don't have time to play security. I'm a policeman.
But that's what he said he did. He said he refused to follow those instructions.
Oh, then I must have missed that part. But what I'm saying is the man was on leave. Now, you know what? KZN was a war zone. I saw it with my own eyes. I saw bodies in the streets. In a time of war, that province needed its general. The one in the camouflage. The tough-talking one. The hard-eating one. He chose not to be that man. He's selective, like a chameleon. You remember the bulletproof vest scandal of a few years ago?
No. But I do remember that in those July riots that you're mentioning, it was the public, the general public that stood up and said, let's end the violence and let's stop this looting.
Yes.
Not the police.
Not the police. Maybe because the general was AWOL. But Mr. Louis Vuitton, Mr. 6,000 Rand a bulletproof vest, that cost $900.
Who's that?
Mkhwanazi. The public don't know this.
Well, he doesn't know how much a Louis Vuitton bag costs. He must ask his wife.
Mabut, let me tell you something. I, as I sit here today, will never own a Louis Vuitton bag. But
I can second you.
but my 9-year-old niece could tell me it's expensive. He can't under any. Again, it wasn't scrutinized.
Well,
at the ADHOC,
look,
they didn't ask him, General, are you sure you've never heard of Louis Vuitton?
Look,
Are you sure you...
forget knowing Louis Vuitton, right? They're one of the most expensive brands in the world. KZN has got a port. Counterfeit goods are one of the biggest things that SARS is tracking. As a police commissioner, you need to know what a Louis Vuitton is. Just like the Gauteng police commissioner needs to also know the difference between a Chevy Bakkie and a NP200.
In 98, was it 98 or 99? Thabo Mbeki asked, what is stick? And the country went into shock. The president doesn't know what the most popular drug in the country is. Now, our police commissioner doesn't know what the most popular bag in the world is.
A married man doesn't know what
So by the
most
way I
expensive
look
bag
at it,
is.
based on everything you've explained, me as a layman person in the street, this looks like factions in the police leadership. What does that connect to? Does that connect to politics, presidency? And what's the main agenda? Or these are just generals fighting amongst each other?
No, sir.
For positions?
No, sir.
Why do you think General Mkhwanazi is portrayed as a hero to the public? Do you think he's being portrayed?
Okay, so let me start at the beginning. I don't believe that this is about this. There are factions in the South African Police Service. There will always be factions. There were factions before '94.
Yeah.
There will be factions long after we're dead. But I do believe that a concerted effort is being made here to collapse the South African Police Services. Look at the appointments. Police commissioners without credentials. Brigadiers from BMW. Look, just follow the trend here. Criminality cannot flourish without the buy-in of top managements of SAPS. That's a fact.
You can't have a Marikana happen if you don't have Ria Piecha put in with no police experience as commissioner, right?
200%. So what I'm saying is that I don't even believe that this is just the result of an internal war. The war is there. It's clear to see. However, I think there's a bigger thing at play. I think the cartels Mkhwanazi was talking about, the ones that I believe that he's imagining, because I tell you now, they can't produce an ounce of paperwork to show us that there was an investigation.
So you're saying he's imagining, are you saying there are no cartels?
I'm telling you from where I stand.
Imagining or fabricating?
Also have a P.
Maybe let's take a break now so we all take a pee break. Sure.
Okay, no problem.
And then we'll come back. We left it somewhere. I don't remember where we were.
He's explaining why Mkhwanazi is viewed as a hero.
Oh yes, that was the question.
And I think...
And then also these factions, so-called factions.
Yeah, in terms of the factions, what I said in the previous episode that Sibiya and I did regarding this issue, right? Sibiya asked me whether I think Mkhwanazi is a good guy. And I said, I don't think there's any good guys in this. I think there's devils and better devils, right? With what I've heard you say, it seems like there's devils only, you know, and it's the devils you like and the devils you don't like. So tell us why this Mkhwanazi devil is so well liked.
Our country is in a crisis. It's crying out for a hero. It needs its own Malcolm X, I suppose. And I tell you this, Team Mkhwanazi was very slick. Very slick. The attire, the rhetoric, the calling out of people. That's what the country wants. We tired of crime.
That's true.
But it was just a show. All of it was a show. Mkhwanazi had 4 portfolio meetings to bring his grievances to the table. He says, no, I'm frustrated because I've tried all the channels. I'm saying, show us a case number. You're talking about cartels. Show us the case that is open. Show us the paper trail. Tell us who the investigating officer is. Give us something. Because you can't suck it out your thumb that there are 5 cartels operating. For all we know, there could be 15 cartels operating. But what has crime intelligence done about it? I'm telling you, my gut says nothing. Because when he was at Madlanga or at the ADHOC, he didn't say, here's the case number. He didn't say, here's the evidence. This man came to Madlanga with an empty suitcase. You know,
well,
advocate...
maybe Andrea Johnson advised him.
advocate Glennis Breitenbach,
Yes.
Member of Parliament for the DA, spot on in her analysis. She says, if anybody thinks that anybody's brought any evidence, she put the emphasis on evidence to this commission, you got another thing coming. She's dead right. To date, nobody's brought evidence, allegations. That's all that's flying at. And you know what? The sad thing, the country's lapping it up. Mkhwanazi is a hero because he called a press conference. He's a hero because he's using the PKTT as a combat squad. How many investigators does the PKTT have? Almost nothing. It's battle ready, battle hardened. It's a skop, skiet en donder squadman. Apartheid tactic if you want. So for me, I'm struggling to understand how this man is being sanctified. Because I thought you could only become a saint after you're dead. It boggles the mind. And on the issue of the factions within SAPS, yeah, factions are at war. I don't even think we know who all the factions are. I can tell you this. Criminality, it can't flourish like this without the buy-in of top management. There are good guys in the police service, so I have to believe it. I might not know their names. But on the surface of what we're seeing here, this is a battle of bad against worse. And unfortunately, worse appears to be winning.
Are politicians using this situation as a form of laying the ground for the incoming new regime after the elections? Is there in any way that political leaders are using this as a succession battle in politics?
Yes, sadly.
For the next president?
Sadly, yes. Remember Mkhwanazi just called his press conference when political parties were marching in support of the man. Without testing the allegations, without seeing any evidence. People were marching, holding placards. People are batting for Mkhwanazi in that ADHOC committee as if their lives depend on it.
Well, he showed us the decency of waiting until after the Durban July. So,
People
he allowed us to party first before he broke the news.
True that.
Yeah.
But people are not asking hard questions like they did with Minister Nkunu, like they did with Nkabinde. Mkhwanazi is getting an easy ride. But when I listen to his story, there's more holes in it than a strainer. So I'm confused. I would want him to be right because we need a strong general. We need a proper policeman. But there's too many inconsistencies there. Look at Vusikat Matlala. Payment is made on the 5th. On the 6th, the PKTT is raiding his house. I think it was a shakedown.
Well, did they walk out of his house with him in handcuffs?
I don't think they did.
So then what was the raid for?
Look, apparently they were looking for a drug dealer because the curtains in the house look suspect.
Jerry Boshocha, right?
Yeah, Jerry Boshocha. But here's my question. You raid the house, but you are KZN unit according to your general.
The house is in?
Centurion, I think.
Pretoria, Tshwane, yeah?
Tshwane. So you are a national political killing stars team when it suits you and a KZN-based one when you need to be. But be that as it may.
Or when Gauteng calls for help. That's the allegation. That's what they said.
Let me tell you something. If Gauteng is calling for help, head office is in Pretoria, man. They're calling Pretoria. They're not calling KZN. Doesn't that make sense?
With factions, they might not trust people close by. They might want...
Okay, I'll give them that. But here's the question.
People. Yeah.
Vusikat Matlala says you didn't produce a warrant. Now, I'm going to ask you this. Did you have the docket? Because if you didn't have the docket, you can't have a warrant. Now, if you're a KZN team, it's not only unlikely, it's impossible that you have the docket. It can't happen. So, if you don't have the docket, what are you doing in the man's house?
Well, now we've also got this prosecution-led, right, investigations. So the warrants would have to come from the magistrate or the judge, either at a regional court or the court within the jurisdiction. I don't think that KZN police would have a KZN judge issue a warrant of arrest for someone in Centurion.
That's 100% my assessment as well. And now my question is the following. You're looking for Jerry Boshocha?
Yeah.
Okay, so we've seen the videos.
Yeah.
The man's covered in blood. He's been beaten to a pulp. You're looking for him.
Yeah.
You suspect he's here. Why didn't you bring the white suits with you? The clear suits? The forensics guys? Because you're looking for the man, and if you don't find him, surely somebody should be sweeping this place to ascertain, was this man brutalized in here?
Or to eliminate his fingerprints, his DNA from that place.
Or to eliminate Vusikat Matlala as a suspect if you need to.
I guess.
The man, Vusikat Matlala, says he got paid on the 5th. He says that he was supposed to pay bribes on the 6th. On the 5th, sorry. He didn't pay it on the 5th. The next day, the PKTT is there.
Why didn't they wait at least 48 hours for the money to clear?
Well, you'd have to ask them that. But
unless they knew it was an immediate payment.
Putta, all I'm going to tell you is that there are too many inconsistencies in what's happening right here. And for my money, if we're serious about cleaning out SAPS and the criminal justice system, we can't have these holes.
That's true.
We are opening ourselves up to further abuse.
One thing I know about the truth is that it leaves no room for doubt. And if what they're saying is true, then why are there so many questions? Why is there so much doubt about either of the claims, the counterclaims? So I want to go back to this 6th of July announcement, right? And also go a little bit beyond Kat Matlala and Jerry Boshocha and Katiso Molefe for a bit. Something closer to home. Something I feel should have been a political killings task team case to watch. Sibiya, after the July address by Mkhwanazi states that in the AKA murder, which wasn't what Mkhwanazi was referring to when he spoke about artists that were killed in Gauteng, because we know AKA was killed in KZN. In the AKA murder, he was the one that pushed for arrests to be made. That's the claim he makes. He says that Mkhwanazi was preventing arrests being made. Now, I don't know why Sibiya decided to give us that tidbit of information, because it was unrelated to the statements that Mkhwanazi was making. But there's big questions about that. Personally, I've got my own opinions about what's happening with that murder. But I know that Keenan Forbes, my friend, was very politically exposed. You know, I know that I've been in the presence of ministers and presidents because of him. So I know how politically connected he was. I also know how influential he was, you know, in the country's politics. That's why Cyril Ramaphosa would put him on Instagram Live when he's campaigning. That's why he campaigned for Zuma when he campaigned for Zuma. I also know that he was very close and loyal to the ANC. Now, for me, when the ANC loses one of its own, it's never at the hands of someone else. For me, if Keenan is taken out, the only people that could be suspects in him being taken out are ANC people, because he's one of them. If Keenan is one of them, right, they're in government. How does the government allow one of their own soldiers, one of their own prominent campaigners, to be taken out and for there to be a year between, you know, the first arrest and the actual incident that happened?
If I give you my opinion of what happened there, I'm going to end up in court. So I'm just going to stay quiet on that. But what I like about what you said is an ANC person getting killed by ANC people. Sindiso Mahaka.
Yeah. Makata, yeah. No, it's fine. It's
apartheid. This kid was killed for standing up against corruption in KZN. I spoke to the killer. I went into prison. Says we were escorted to and from the scene by the South African Police Services.
Sure.
This is also in the statements.
I've got the statement. He made the statement to me. So I'm saying to you, this is happening in KZN. This is happening under the watch of the hero cop. And he's doing nothing against it. And then I go into that same Westfield prison and I meet, I couldn't sleep for a week. I meet Sergeant Bongi Nkosi Dlamini. Says he was instructed by General Kumalo to go and arrest the mayor of Durban.
Zandile Kumet at the time, right?
100%. He says, I told the general, I will not play politics, I'm a policeman. The general says to him, the minister wants it. Clearly. He says, I don't care.
So Cele wanted the old lady to be arrested?
Yes. That's what Dlamini says.
With evidence?
No evidence. They just wanted the camera opportunity.
But wasn't there like some corruption?
There were allegations, but no evidence.
Yes.
2 weeks later, he's arrested for defeating the ends of justice. He was on trial.
Mr.
Dlamini. He was on
policeman.
trial. A policeman.
Yeah.
He was on trial for 5 years.
Sure.
Non-violent crime. First time charge.
No bail.
Okay, hold on. Who arrested him? Was it the Durban
The
Metro Cops?
PKTT. Listen.
Not the Durban Metro Cops protecting their mayor.
The PKTT. He gets sentenced. He gets found guilty. The judge quotes case law. The advocate objects and says this case law doesn't exist.
It's a hallucination.
He gets found guilty anyway. This is what we're dealing with, gentlemen. We are dealing with people who appear to have compromised so much of this country. Judges, prosecutors, you name it, it's there. It's like a movie. And I'm going to tell you,
it is a movie.
it ends badly for so many people. You think that, I forgot his name, that's how many people get killed here. That guy in Gauteng that was killed.
The
You
DJ.
think- No, the witness D.
Oh, the Marius.
You think he's going to be the last one? You think he's going to be the last one? I've got my own theory about what happened here.
Well, no one has been arrested and it's been 3 weeks, 4 weeks.
You've got your own theory about what happened there. What is it?
Let me tell you
Sorry
something.
about that, NOTA.
This man is speaking, but he's not speaking about what was mentioned at the press conference. He's speaking in a totally different direction. He's speaking against Julius Mkhwanazi. Julius Mkhwanazi is not going to have that man shot. He might as well walk himself to the magistrate's court afterwards. He's not going to have that man shot. That man was shot by people who wanted to send a message to the rest of us.
Yes, that's what I believe as well.
The fact that he's white makes it even better. Because it's going to cause national news. You see, if one of us gets taken out, it's happening. They chose their target. They sent a message. But not all of us are afraid. Now, I'm going to tell you something. And why I supported Minister Mkhwanazi. How can we spend all this money on a task team investigating 56 murders? Hundreds of millions. And then on the Cape Flats, I've got the AGU, the anti-gang unit, investigating 3,000 murders a year with a 7 million rand budget. 7 million rand. These people don't have proper cars. They don't have proper laptops. They don't get airtime. They don't get accommodation. They get absolutely, excuse my language, fuck all.
And they don't even get some advocacy from Mkhwanazi, who's always talking about how budgets are short.
Puta, go and ask him what the budget for KZN looks like as we stand here today. It's shot. The budget is gone. So what I'm saying is, in terms, forget politics, of humanity. A life is a life and a murder is a murder. But you want to spend everything on 56 murders over there while you overlook the killing of 3,000 colored boys in the Cape Flats. 7 million rand, is that what we're worth? And it's for this reason that I stood up and I said, no. Minister, I think you're right. And I don't care about politics. I don't care how many voters we lose. I didn't come here to Joburg or to Parliament for camera opportunity.
You're hurtful.
Puta, I'm past that. I'm past that. So, if the minister feels that this political killing task team is taking too much resources, and he said it, a lot of those resources can be used in the Cape Flats. As a colored man, you expect me not to support that.
As a man living in the Cape Flats where your nephews are dying.
As a human being, man.
Even so.
Let me tell you something. When you see and you read about these kids getting killed in Cape Flats, half the time I know them. Sometimes I saw him last week. The Cape Flats is not a big place.
It's not.
It's tiny.
Everybody knows everybody.
Bro, I got cousins killing cousins. I don't know why I'm laughing about it. And we are saying intervention is needed. And I finally get a minister. Because remember, I've been fighting back in 2016. I chased him out of Mitchell's Plain. Because he came there for a fucking photo opportunity when a young girl was shot. I chased him out. So we've been gifted, if you want, with a minister that understands our problem or seems to want to understand the problem. And I got Mkhwanazi coming after this man. You're asking me to make a choice. I'll make my choice. Make my choice every day. I understand he's the most popular person in the country. I understand every political party wants to kiss his ass. I'm saying, go ahead, wet your lips. But is he being truthful? I don't think so.
So now the Ministry of Police is in disarray. Do you think that for whatever, I guess, benefit having the political killings task team still active is, it justifies putting the police ministry in such disarray?
No.
So if the reward itself is just keeping the political killings task team, that's what Mkhwanazi wants, right? From his statements, if we're taking his statements. How is that central to ensuring that there's good policing in South Africa? Just that one unit out of many units.
I think he's being selfish. I think he's being condescending. And above all, I think he's being stupid. Now, I can tell you this. If an audit is done into that COVID slush fund, I'll put my head on a block that the political killings task team is receiving funding from there. Totally illegal. But you know what? Many illegal things have been done from that slush fund. Now, I'm going to tell you what I suspect. And the reason why we have a commission and not court cases. I think the ANC has been chowing out of that slush fund for the last 25 years or so. That's what I think. I think heavyweights in the ANC would go down if the truth is revealed.
Mm.
Remember, when Mandela occupied office, the budget for that slush fund was about 50 million a year.
Mm.
It's now approaching $1 billion a year.
Mm.
But they're offering witnesses they're offering informants 3,000 rand reward.
Mm.
If you give them R1 million worth of drugs, they'll give you 3,000 rand. They call it cost cutting. They're asking people to risk their lives for 3,000 rand.
Imagine. When people are being killed, when witnesses are being taken out.
And then you ask why they're not getting information. But the money's being spent.
So the political killings task team is, as you're saying, possibly drawing money from the police slash fund.
Probably.
Okay, probably. Okay, well, that's even more assertive. We know of Minister David Mahlobo. He's now Deputy Minister of Water and Sanitation. He went to the Zondo Commission and basically had to testify as to how the money was being moved and why there was a need for a slush fund in the first place. Now, that slush fund was in its own police ministry, right? Or state security ministry, which was outside of the presidency then. David Mahlobo is no longer the minister there in the state security. He's now in water and sanitation, where Senzo Mkhwanazi was prior to him coming into policing. Now, Senzo Mkhwanazi comes into policing, replacing Bheki Cele, once the slush fund and everything that the police do is now in the presidency, along with the state security agency. How does that make sense? Because the state security agency's number one suspect or number one target, they need to watch the president. The state security agency's job is to protect the public from the president's power.
That was a sign of a desperate president. It's a man consolidating. He doesn't care about this country. Cyril Ramaphosa is all about Cyril Ramaphosa. That move right there, that was consolidation, Buddha. But let me tell you something. I wonder if I should say this.
Say it, bro. Say it. Kulumando.
That's my favorite parliamentarian saying. So let me tell you this. That COVID slush fund, it's got farm workers on its book, listed as informants, getting paid. Those farm workers don't know that they're informants. That COVID slush fund has got gang bosses, relatives getting paid out of it. I'm telling you this. I'm telling you this. And this is why the truth must never come out. That COVID slush fund has been used by the ANC to pay its election campaigns. I'm telling you this. Not that I have proof of it. But I'm not a stupid man, sir.
You can put one together.
I can do more than that if I need to. I'm telling you now that the public should demand an audit, an independent audit, maybe even by 3 different companies of that slush fund. So we can get to the truth. Because if we want to clean up this country, we got to start there. There's no other starting point. That's got to be where we depart from.
The slush fund?
Yes.
How influential is it on policing in general, on the entire security cluster?
Intelligence is the pulse of the police services. If you cut that pulse, this thing will bleed out. We must begin there. And people of the highest integrity must work there. Not what we have right now. How do you have a convicted drug dealer's wife signing off on checks in crime intelligence? How?
Well,
let me take it a bit further.
We've been there before, yes.
It's her first job. She's never been a policewoman. And she's a full colonel.
Are there charges against her father?
Not currently, not that I'm
No, but
aware
in the
of.
past.
Yes. The man was convicted.
So now, why is someone who's got a parent who was convicted, a next of kin who was convicted, allowed to have a role in crime intelligence, which is a very sensitive space where you need to have access to things that will eventually be declared as top secret if they're not already top secret?
But I wouldn't want my kids being punished for my sins. But you know what? There's certain circumstances where I believe common sense must apply. Because I can promise you, when my lady comes from work tonight, he and I are going to have a discussion about what happened at work today.
Not
That's
pillow
all
talk.
Yeah.
Just a discussion.
No, I'm saying we're going to have a discussion about what happened at work today. And we can't risk this. We can't risk this. Colonel Prince Louis sold over 20,000 guns
In the
on
Western
the Cape
Cape.
Flats. On the Cape Flats.
Police guns.
Police guns. No, not police guns. Recovered guns.
Mm.
Where was crime intelligence in all this? Do you understand that there's a standing army on the Cape Flats?
There is. And the way they shoot.
And SAPS has supplied the firearms.
And Fadiel, why do they just shoot recklessly? Who buys all these bullets? I mean, I just think, I don't have a gun, but I can just think that if I was looking at the videos that I see from the Cape Flats, the way they just shoot, like, what is the budget that they have to just fire guns
It's
like
unlimited.
that? How does it become unlimited? Where do they get the money?
The budget's
They're in the Cape Flats. So why don't they move to Bishop's Court?
Let me tell you something.
They got money for so many bullets.
Let me tell you something. The drug industry is probably the most lucrative in the country, if not in the world.
In South Africa.
Yeah, if not in the world. We are not talking about the drug dealers I knew as a lightie that drove Valiants. We're talking about a totally different generation here. A lot of these guys stay right there where they used to live because that's where they're safe. That's where they're untouchable. We can't beat this thing with what we have. And if we don't beat this thing, we're going to continue to bury young boys at the rate that, the colored male has the shortest life expectancy in this country.
And that's not because of HIV/AIDS.
No, it's not because of disease. It's because of gun violence. And I'm being told that I must shut up about it because I'm speaking about a man that's popular. I don't care about his popularity. I care about how effective he is. And this man is ineffective. He's statistically the second worst performing provincial commission in the country. But he's calling the shots. He's acting like the spokesman for the South African police force.
And why is this not being presented at the committee that you sit in?
I'm coming. I've been asked to come appear before Madlanga.
Not Madlanga. In the committee that you sit in, which is chaired by
my
Ian
brother,
Cameron.
let me tell you something.
So you are coming to the Madlanga
I'm coming
Commission?
to Madlanga.
Okay.
Bro, I'm coming to Madlanga.
Sorry for disturbing you. When?
I'm
about that.
I'm sending my presentation on the 13th.
Okay.
And then I'll wait for the date like everyone else.
Okay.
Look, when they established the ADHOC Committee, the first thing Ian Cameron did is he put up a motion that was it Ian Cameron? I know it was the DA, that Honorable Adams cannot be a member of this portfolio, of this ADHOC Committee because he is the complainant in the case. I said, cool. I'm not going to fight you. I am the complainant. That's great. But then Glynis Breitenbach is accused of doing the same thing that I did. And the DA doesn't have this, they don't have a stance on it.
In fact, Julius Malema did raise that you've been excluded, yet Diane Kohler-Barnard was included.
Diane Kohler-Barnard,
Yes,
sorry,
yes.
not
No,
Glynis,
no
sorry,
problem.
Glynis, sorry, Glynis. So,
they all look the same.
No, I didn't.
I can't tell which one it was.
That's why you can't have your own platform. so what happens is Adams can't be on the ADHOC, but Diane Kohler-Barnard can be. Now, I'm not going to call it white privilege, but it is suspicious.
She's blonde, maybe.
No, but
There's blonde
you see,
privilege.
what's at play here? How I see it is the DA protecting the ANC. They might as well be one party. The person that knows more about this specific incident than anything else, you don't want him in the committee, but we're on a fact-finding mission. Make it make sense. Now,
we're on a fact-hiding mission.
Fact-hiding mission.
I guess.
Now, to make it even more interesting, the person bringing the motion that I must not be on this committee is the same man that tried to mute me when I was trying to get to Masemola about the purchase of the hotels. Ian Cameron, the man who screamed at Bekele. So I don't know how you go from that to this. I don't know. Maybe one day you'll tell me.
Maybe you think the appointment of Ian Cameron was to spite Bekele? To show him what we can do. We can show you the middle finger. This man can turn around and be your boss. The same man you were shouting at a few years ago.
I don't know. I don't know what the thought process was. I can tell you this much. Schikkeling or Kohler-Barnard or Breitenbach, if you wanted a DA person, would have been a better fit because they've been there before. They understand the committee. These decisions that were made in the 6th Parliament that they would have insight into. Cameron and I don't have that. So I don't know what's at play. And you know what? I don't care. It's DA politics. It's got nothing to do with me. But what we're here for is the cleanup of the service. The return of safety and security. South Africans are not, we are not greedy people, man.
But why are you and Ian Cameron seemingly on opposing ends when both of you claim to be fighting to eradicate crime in Cape Town, especially in the Cape Flats? You know,
You want to get me started?
I'm just saying, I mean,
can
when
get
Ian
on the
Cameron
table,
goes
it's
into the
fine,
Cape Flats, he gets a brick thrown through his window. He has to fire his gun. You seem to be able to get in and out of the Cape Flats, you know, pretty fine.
Boss, I'll
as
walk
well.
on the Cape Flats and they stop shooting. These levels.
How is he then able to stop you from talking?
No, let me tell you something. Maybe the man wants to see a clean Cape Flats. Maybe, I don't know. But what I can tell you, he's not lost a single relative.
Yeah, that's your time.
He's not lost a single relative in the last 20 years. He probably didn't know any one of his boys dying. He's probably never buried any of these boys. We are not the same. You know, I'm tired of being spoken to. If you understand what I'm saying. I'm tired. You don't see me walking in Paul, embracing the farmers, telling them what a fucking fantastic job they're doing. You know why? It's not my business. My business is colored suffering. Suffering, but you know what? If I'm going to magnify it, the suffering in my front door. So I don't feel as if Ian Cameron is fishing in my pool or anything. All I'm saying is I stick to what I'm good at, man. And we are not activists anymore. We're members of parliament now. Now, it's time for Ian Cameron to admit that he doesn't know what the hell's happening. If you understand what I mean.
What's that? Is it Klein Dal Yusufat, the stadium there in Paul, as you enter?
Yeah.
As you come in.
Yeah.
Like on the same road as Victor Verster prison. And that same, I only see colored boys playing there. I don't see the Paul Rus bus ever parking there. You know, I don't see the Paul Khim bus. You know, I don't ever see Ian Cameron in Mbekweni. I think he stops. He drives straight past it, straight to Wellington. You know, so all of those things, right, makes it really weird that he would chair the committee that he's chairing. Right, it just makes it really weird for me, right? And him being inexperienced within the DA caucus, right? He's a new member of parliament for the DA, makes it very strange for him to chair a committee. And then when I see his statements, his comments, right, almost the complete opposite of what he was saying before he entered parliament. You know, it makes me very, very suspicious that there's been some co-option that has happened.
Let me tell you something. There are very few inside of those hallowed halls that have remained consistent. I'm proud to be one of them.
Okay.
The other thing I want to tell you. I received a call from a businessman in Cape Town. He said to me, I have information for you, but I don't want to play politics. Can you get Ian Cameron to the table? We've just been sworn in. We're waiting for our first paychecks. So, you know what? Let's do it. I call Ian. I say, Chairperson, there's a guy that wants to see the both of us. He says he's got information. This man's father was hijacked. I'm not going to mention his name because I don't have permission to mention his name.
No problem.
He comes to me, and I don't know where this guy gets his bloody memory from, man. But he's just reeling off dates, names, places. This is a
It's
good
not my dad, by the way.
This is,
Just as
this is a
disclaimer.
good policeman. That's a bad policeman. That's a terrible policeman. How do you know this? I'm telling you from experience. You guys are on the police portfolio. I'm telling you that these are the cops you can work with. From my experience, this is absolute rubbish and this is corrupt rubbish. He's giving us the names. Some of those names feature in this podcast. Ask Ian Cameron what he did with any of that. Nothing.
But how could he do something with that when his own fellow MP or former fellow MP, Malusi Boy, was then under arrest? You know, there were questions about the complicity of JP Smith in that
So
as well.
when am I getting my flowers for that?
I'm just saying.
That's my work.
Yes, but now you're doing
your
that work and that's hurting his party. And now they need to figure out some machinations to get Malusi Boy out and get JP Smith off the hook amidst all this Mkhwanazi mishagos.
Listen to me. I think I told you earlier, I don't care if I lose supporter votes as long as we do the right thing. I'd appreciate it if everybody had that attitude. We're all South Africans after all. We want a better South Africa. None of us are going to get out of this alive, guys. We need to leave this country in a better condition than we found it. That's my belief. Now, let me tell you something now. People say I've got the knife out for Mkhwanazi. Mkhwanazi is not the first person I've laid criminal charges against. I've laid criminal charges against the city manager in the city of Cape Town. I'm about to lay charges against the mayor in the city of Cape Town. Yeah.
Be careful.
No, bro. Let me tell you something. I take pride in the fact.
Pride. What kind of
My
pride?
grandfather would have been so proud of me. These white people are scared of me. I walk into the Civic and they shut the doors, just roll like it's a terrorist outside. I don't know if my first name's got something to do with it or anything, but these people are scared of me.
And who else are you laying charges against?
Why? Do you think you're related to the Hocha? He's terrorized more whites on the Western Cape than anybody I know.
Who else are you laying charges
I'm
against?
laying charges. Well, not I, we are laying charges.
Yeah.
Against the entire management in the city of Cape Town for over 600 million rands worth of fraud that they've covered up collectively. From the mayor to the city manager, to the speaker, to the CFO, and we have all of the proof. Now, we were thinking about laying it what was it, 2 weeks ago? And I said, no, man, you don't waste good whiskey. People are on holiday. Let's do it in the new year. Yeah. Let them have a Merry Christmas. Let's start 2026 properly. We are not about chasing down Mkhwanazi. We are trying to, you know what, in politics it's impossible to do the right thing all the time. It's impossible. But you try to stick to your line, stick as closely to your line as you can. And that way you'll do okay. I've got no dream of being a 2-term MP. None. I don't want it. I don't want to be in parliament. I'll be honest with you. People think I'm here for a salary. I don't want this. I don't want the glare. I don't want the attention.
But you got a duty. You got a responsibility.
Nobody wanted the job, bruh.
Are you serious?
Let me tell you something. When there was a need to fight for colored people, there were no voices. When it became apparent that colored people could actually go to parliament, everybody wanted the job.
True.
What do you think of Gayton McKenzie?
Gayton and I are 50-50 aligned. And we see half of the things the same. But there are certain fundamental issues which we will never agree on. Land expropriation.
Well, he's not from the Western Cape.
I'm sorry, let him continue.
Land expropriation. Palestine. The market system. We're never going to agree on that. People want us to work together. I say he's got to change 3 things. He's got to stop being a capitalist. He's got to agree to land reform, proper land reform, and he's got to change his style on. He doesn't have to change his style on Palestine. He might just revert to his stance on Palestine, because 5 years ago he was berating Muslim people who were voting for the DA because of their support of Israel. So it's not a criticism. People evolve. People evolve.
So do pockets. So do
No, man. Don't. That's my colored brother, man. You know what I mean?
And I know we've been on it for 3 hours.
But what I'm saying is, I don't have beef with Gayton.
That's true.
Like, our politics, we're just not finding each other.
No, you showed us on the open chats controversy. Remember that open chats controversy? And you're like, I don't beef with Gayton, but he's a little bit too harsh on the kids. You know, let's have some balance as well. And let's look and introspect on us as colored people. How do our anti-black sentiments now create such things? And I was really happy with your submissions there. You didn't condemn him. You didn't condemn the boys. And you looked...
If a man my age was to call you the K word, I'd probably slap him. Those were boys, man. Children. We can always talk to them. We can rehabilitate them. In fact, let his mother go home and slap him. If you understand what I'm saying. People blew that thing out of context.
You could have called their parents.
100%.
As a minister.
But for me, it's a case of, but you must remember, when people went after Gayton for his use of the K word, I was one of the people that said, you can tell me anything about Gayton, but you can't tell me he's a racist.
True.
And I can only say that because I know it. I'll be honest with you. If he's a racist, then I'm more of a racist. Because he's more in touch with his blackness than I am. So like, you know what? If I got to smack Gayton today, I'm going to smack him today. And if I have to shield him tomorrow, I'll shield him tomorrow. But it's all based on principle. If the principle is right, then we'll agree with it. And if we feel it's wrong, we'll disagree with it. So it's not as if I'm going to agree with Gayton all day, every day. But you know what? If the man is right, then I'll back him. If the man is wrong, I'm more likely to call him and tell him, "Nah, Gayton, man, I'm not happy with that." But I'm not going to go out and condemn the man. You see, and please, guys, don't take this the wrong way. As a colored boy, we got half the country hating us already. We don't need to be hating each other. That's where I find myself.
The last one from me, we've just lost a colleague. I used to work with him at YFM and at Urban Brew on television. Your colored brother, Waras. Your thoughts on Waras's loss?
Your man's got kids, bro. There was so much of what I disagreed with him. I disagreed with a lot of things he said. But the man had the gift of the gab. He could literally sell ice to an Eskimo. He could. And I found him entertaining. And at no stage, I tell you now, I disagreed with half of what he said. But you'd also have noticed I never said anything. Because I'm not fighting another color just to fight a color. But his death, it's tragic. It was shocking. I mean, he's got small kids, man.
Lighties.
And because he's got a high profile, people will talk about it. As they should.
As they should, yes.
But we're not talking about those boys we don't know. We're not talking about those 15, 16, 17-year-olds. 10 of them will die today. Let me say it to you as it is. No one's talking about it. It doesn't make that much of a footprint in the newspaper.
Even Warris's death, even Keenan's death, for me, the way in which colored lives are bastardized.
Keenan is another colored brother.
I know, but I'm just saying the way in which colored lives are bastardized.
He was from my area.
You understand what I'm saying? So when a colored guy dies, doesn't matter what the story is around him, it's always disregarded as someone who is supposed to die by gun violence. You know what I mean? Like a colored guy died of gun violence. There shouldn't be an outrage. Now, how do we attack that when this guy, when it comes to the job that he did, right? Doesn't get a state funeral, right? Doesn't get a provincial funeral. This colored boy, because he started out as a colored boy, was on SABC 1 prime time for 6 years straight. SABC 1 prime time for 6 years straight. There's not a colored person that can ever claim that. There's no other colored person that can ever claim that. You're in 4 million homes minimum, each and every single Friday for 6 years straight. You die doing your job. It's a private job, but you worked for a company that is contracted by the SABC, the South African broadcaster. Just like we honor Mam Notolo Grootboom for her work as an SABC newsreader, we should honor the person that came on 30 minutes before she read the news, right? I think, they're on the same platform, right?
Bro.
But he's a colored bro.
Let me nurse this thing along for you. In Cape Town, there's no Ashley Creel Street. There's no Anton Franz Boulevard. Our contribution doesn't matter. You know, we had to fight to get a provincial funeral for the late General Andre Lincoln. This man did more for this country than any one of those buggers in Parliament. This man used to drive around with money in teddy bears on his daughter's lap for the comrades that were underground. This man risked his life for this country. And we had to fight for the privilege. They wouldn't just give it. Our contribution doesn't matter. You know, the most militant arm of the struggle was called BMW, Bonteheuwel Military Wing. Those boys were never given acknowledgement by the state. Never. They weren't absorbed into any arm of law enforcement. Nothing. And these boys, they were prepared to give some of them actually did give their lives for this country. You know what? Maybe one day we overcome it. Maybe.
Fadiel Adams, thank you for your time, my brother.
Thanks.
Thank you for your time.
I can't believe it's been 3 hours.
It's been 3 hours, but you know, there's so much we wanted to talk about. There's so much I still want to talk to you about. I want to talk about Dimitri Tsafendas. You know, is he mixed race, colored, or he was within, you know,
you want to do the pencil test? Do you want to do the pencil test?
Not today. I've got my Intlembali here.
Let me give you guys my parting shot.
Yeah.
Next time I come to your podcast, make sure I got food.
Yeah.
No, you know what? It's blame Zegazeg. If you don't get food next time, you can unmask him.
So let's issue out a public apology for not considering you. The halal, the halal part of the food. We did get food.
They tried to poison me, mommy.
No, we'll never do that. Come on.
We tried to give him haram. We tried to feed him.
We'll make it up. We'll make it up by making sure that we give you a. Okay, we'll talk about it off air. But
Yeah.
if when you do go to the Madlanga Commission, by the way, we'd love to have him back.
Yeah, please.
You're more than welcome. And let me just mention, guys, that he flew all the way for us.
Yeah.
And we appreciate it. You don't come to Joburg that often. And for us, a member of parliament coming to the platform.
You don't come to
as
Joburg
the first episode of the year.
Unless you got national matters to deal with. The last time you came to Joburg, you had to press charges against criminal investigation.
Let me tell you something. This is literally life or death. This is not about the South African police services. This is about the future of this country. And if we lose this fight, if you have a passport, leave. I won't even hold it against you. This is bigger. I don't think people understand what's at play here. Because I'm telling you now, the way I read this thing, these boys were prepared to call a coup to stop what was coming. So we pray that Andrea Johnson and Shamila Batoy they got the game faces on because we go to war.
Are you scared?
From the Cape Flats.
No, but everything.
No, you got it. If you're scared on the Cape Flats, you must relocate, but you got to move to Joburg or something. you can't be scared.
Even
It's
about
a tough
the
situation.
role that you play as a politician.
My brother, let me tell you something.
Parliamentarian.
Let me tell you something. I laid the charges, right? Right. So now you start getting the crank calls. The death threats. It comes.
So you've been getting the threats.
So I call General Patikile. I say to him, I can look after myself, but I need a risk assessment done. All I want to know is where the blind spots are so we can take care of it. We just want to cover the corners. 1 week later, nothing. I send him a WhatsApp. I say, General, as discussed about the threat and the threat and risk assessment, there's been no response from your office. Please advise. Same day or the next day, some colonel calls me. But now I'm saying to myself, hold on a second, man, particular. I've just charged your colleagues. That TRA, as a member of parliament, should have been done the same day. Did you leave me hanging out to dry? Because that's the feeling that I got. So the colonel calls, they want to do a TRA now. But now this is because it's not a phone call. I've got it in writing on WhatsApp. So I told him, fuck off, man. I don't trust you people. It's okay. We look after ourselves. That's how bad it is.
Isn't that Witness D's fatal mistake? That he refused witness protection?
My brother,
Would you trust witness protection?
My brother, let me tell you something. Polls show that 15% of people trust the SAPs in this country.
Except for Mkhwanazi.
I'm amongst the 85%. Look, maybe I'm wrong about all of this. Maybe Mkhwanazi is upstanding. Maybe they had the warrant to search for Sikat Batlala's place. Maybe there's a reason they didn't bring forensic with. Maybe the PKTT is doing a fine job investigating 56 cases, solving 2, getting almost no convictions. Maybe it's worth 100. Maybe I'm out of my fucking mind because I'm upset that they won't staff the AGU so that they can do proper work in Cape Town. Because let me tell you what's happening with the AGU. These boys are frustrated because they can't do their job. So now everybody that they corner, they simply kick the shit out of them. Do you understand what that does to us?
I understand.
Do you understand what it does to us as parents to tell your children you can't play outside because they're shooting? You're cooped up inside here 24/7. My kids have never been further than the gate without daddy. And the one's about to matriculate.
Imagine.
That's my living condition.
Imagine.
Now, if Mkhwanazi and Kumalo and Masemola were doing such a fantastic job, Malaiti might be playing football in the streets. I'll leave it at that.
Wow.
Mr. Adams, thank you, sir.
Mr. Adams, did I get promoted?
Appreciate your time.
You're the second
appreciate
most famous Adams.
Who's first?
Paul.
No! No, don't say that.
I'm serious.
Thank you for
But he's
your
a
time.
legend.
You must see my younger brother.
Oh,
Looks exactly like him.
seriously.
So we go.
Does he bowl as well?
No, he doesn't.
Okay.
But both the same also. So we go into a club and all the girls, Paul. I'm selling him as Paul, bro. This is Paul. Like, You just be Paul, okay?
No, thank you very much for coming through here. And we look forward to seeing Mo Fire on that Madlanga Commission desk. You know?
On the Madlanga.
Yeah.
Do you think he can do that?
I mean,
Well,
I'm a member-
politicians always have international
I'm a member of parliament. I
the
can do almost
water
anything.
there, the water there gave Julius Mkhwanazi a lot of problems. So I think...
Gentlemen, I got it. I
Thank you, sir.
Shab, shab.
Take it easy, big boss. You mustn't be there when you guys come to Cape Town.
Yo.
No.